What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Neighbors Podcast and JB Monday. I am Mitchell, Jesse back from Hawaii.
And I am Jesse back from Hawaii.
Dude, how was it?
It was good.
Yeah.
Not long enough.
Yeah, 4 days or whatever it was.
2 full days, really.
Yeah, it's not enough.
Get in Friday, leave Monday.
Yeah.
Not enough at all. But it was
What time
good.
did you guys get in on Friday? Because it's a 2 hours.
We landed at like 1:45.
Their time, local time.
Mm-hmm.
So the hard part about Hawaii is typically it's 3 hours back, but they don't observe like daylight savings at all. So it's 2. You guys were only 2 hours back.
Yep.
Yeah, but typically it's 3.
Why is that?
Because like because we went backwards and they stayed the same, so that's why it's 2. But when we spring forward, now it will be 3 because they don't observe daylight savings at all.
Oh shit! I had no idea about
Yeah,
that.
yeah. So typically it's 3.
Yeah, 2 hours.
Yeah, that's why I was like, oh, it's noon. And John, when he was talking to me while you're getting your tattoo, he was like, no, it's 1.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck? And then I like looked it up. And I was like, really interested. There's a couple states that like are like they're like fuck daylight savings time. We don't do that shit,
Bro, I mean, I get the daylight savings time. It's just annoying with work because it gets dark fast. Like last night, I was like, oh, I'll finish this little job I had. Shouldn't take me long. 45 foot of whatever, short fence. And I just forgot how long it takes to set posts and pour concrete by yourself and keep it level.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, it's like 4:30. It's just dark. I'm like, man, if I had an hour, I'd be done.
But you can't see shit.
Can't see shit, bro. I was even trying to work through it, and then I'm like, okay, I can't see the line.
Yeah.
Can't do it anymore.
Yeah, I mean, that's the crazy part is before I was getting to work at like 7 and it was dark as fuck. Now I'm getting to work at 7 and it's light, but I'm leaving work and it's dark as fuck.
I like it at dark at night, though.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah. You'd rather have it light in the morning, dark at night, you know? But like, dude, the sun sets at like 4:45.
When it's dark in the morning, bro, I do not want to get up.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. It makes it tough.
When it's light, I like wake up right away.
Easy. Yeah.
Yep.
It goes. It's morning time.
Yeah. We were talking about, because on vacation, like, dude, do you ever sleep in on vacation?
Dude, to be honest, too much, yeah. But I don't want to.
Dude,
it's like one of those things where it's like I should be able to sleep in. It depends on what kind of vacation I'm on. If I'm on like a vacation where I'm leaving, like if I was going to Hawaii, I'd probably wake up. But if I'm like a staycation, I sleep in.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure. Staycation, yeah, in your own bed.
Yeah.
I was just like up at like 7:30 every day over there.
That's good though. I mean, how was the water? Warm? Nice?
Yes, warm. Yeah. Salty as fuck.
Yeah, told you. Did you bring water?
I was like, fell off. I almost tried to throw up.
Yeah, exactly. I told you.
And it was in my eyes.
Yeah.
And in my mustache. Held a lot. I'm like, oh.
Yeah. I've never like done that, but like had facial hair when I was gone like a tropical place. But even when we were on the cruise, Doug and I, the water that they pulled for the pools was ocean water.
Yeah.
And you get out and it like the salt on it is so thick, it like crystallizes on your shit. And so when you put a shirt on, it like sticks to it and it kind of like chafes a little bit. It's weird. You like instantly have to take a shower.
I think the worst thing about the beach sometimes is just the
sand.
Dude, the water and then the sand on your feet. I'm like, I can't put my shoes on.
Were the waves like hard?
Not where I was.
No, because dude, when we were in Kauai, Maui was okay. It probably depends on the time of the year too, and like moon cycle. And all that
where
shit.
I was, it wasn't. It was farther in. It wasn't like a like it kind of sat deeper within the island.
A bay, like it was like a bay,
similar to a bay.
Yeah.
So
yeah. In Kauai, where we were, the waves were super hard. Like they would fucking like if you were like riding it, 9 times out of 10 you got stuck in like the curl of the wave and you just slammed your shit on the beach.
Dude, that's the thing about Hawaii. It's so shallow.
Yeah.
It like slams you into the sand.
Yeah.
Rather than here, it will like slam you into the water.
Yeah. But then it's like you hit that and you're like, fuck. But then it's so strong that it just pulls your ass back out.
Oh,
and
shit.
You're like, fuck.
Yeah.
And then you just get stuck in this loop of just crashing into waves. And pretty soon you just you're just handicapped, fucked up. Your arms are dislocated, both of them. You're like, oh shit.
I want to learn how to surf.
Yeah,
That's
I heard
sure.
your thing got canceled.
I didn't get to do it. Yeah, I could have like paid for it and figured it out on Sunday, but I ended up getting a tattoo.
Yeah,
but paddleboarding was tight. I went pretty far out paddleboarding, like as far as they would allow me to go.
You like look down.
Yeah, I saw a turtle.
Nice,
dude. Apparently that's good luck, but. Apparently, there's also like tons of turtles there, so maybe everybody has good luck.
Yeah, we when Doug and I were in Antigua, we swam with like sea turtles. It was cool.
Yeah, dude. I want to swim with the dolphins. You can do that there.
Yeah, it's so crazy though. When you're snorkeling, this is what I always do. I'd be like snorkeling, looking around, and then like every 2 minutes, turn around, like someone come up behind me, dude.
Oh yeah.
And I swim around a little bit, look down. I know where sharks attack from. I'm like looking down and shit.
Bro, it's like when you're in the woods by yourself, just walking.
Hey, you hear something?
Yeah.
Fuck. Yeah.
Nothing there.
Yeah. What would you do if you were like hunting? You're like walking around, and you just come up on like a circle and salt, and there's like, candles that were lit and like pentagram shape. Would you be like, nah, fuck this?
I would get out of there, dude. Yes.
Would you call someone? Be like, hey, you guys gotta come out here. Some shit's going down.
I'd probably tell someone on the way out, but not right then.
Yeah.
And I think that's a terrible idea to do it right then. Just
No,
give
yeah,
up
for
all
sure.
your senses to make the call. Just who's behind you?
Yeah.
They're like, perfect. He's making a call.
Yeah, like, this idiot. This is a fifth idiot today who's just making a phone call.
Yeah.
Don't they know?
No way, dude. I'd probably be like, chamber one.
Like, oh shit, he's the only smart one today. Gotta get the fuck out of here. No, I always think about that, like swimming, random shit, or you're in the forest, you're just walking on a trail, and you like look to your left and there's cultists.
Dude.
I don't know why I think about that. It's like
yeah, I don't think
shit.
you're gonna see a colt out in the woods. Really, they're probably more scared to be out there. I mean, at least out here.
Yeah, I mean Cape Junction, dude. That's like lands of the witch.
The fuck?
Cape
Where's
Junction,
that at?
Southern Oregon.
Oh yeah, that's where the what's it called? The vortex is down there. You been to the vortex?
Yeah.
That shit's weird.
Yeah, it's like right on the
stuff's rolling uphill.
Yeah, rolls uphill and shit. Yeah.
And then like everyone's shortest to tallest, and they flip around. Everyone's the same height. It's like, what the fuck?
yeah. Like, hell yeah, this is a life I'd like to be, but your legs are too big.
Dude, I saw a dog. A dog walked in the vortex, just freak out, had to get out of the vortex.
Oh yeah, he just couldn't handle it.
Yeah, it's something there. There's literally something there. They said tons of animals freak out.
Yeah, they just don't
they
like
have,
it.
Another sense, and they're like, oh, what the fuck is this?
I like how humans are just too stupid
We're just
to figure
holy
it out.
Fuck.
Like, we're the same height. You're 5'4", dude.
I
I'm
don't think.
6'8".
How do you figure it out? How do you explain it?
I don't know.
Yeah, the thing rolling uphill. You can try and explain it like, well, it's downhill and the building's like this, so it's an optical illusion, but it's like still just rolling uphill.
Yeah, yeah. Have you seen the?
What about the people who first discovered that? They're like, set a ball down. Oh, set it over here. It's like,
no, they probably. Yeah.
They're like, what the fuck?
They're just like playing around, and they're like, dude, let's see how fast this rock can go down this. They're like sliding, just shoots back up the hill. They're like, what the fuck? They go to sled. They're like, dude, check out this hill. Hell is snowy. They just go backwards.
Start going up the hill.
Let's go up the hill. What the fuck? Oh, man. How insane would that be?
All right. How about we go shortest to tallest?
Yeah.
Now flip around. Holy shit.
It works.
That's so funny.
Oh, dude. What was your favorite part about Hawaii, though?
I've always wanted to go to a tropical place.
Yeah.
And it was pretty cool being in a tropical place. Favorite part? I don't know, dude. The beach during like evening time.
Yeah.
It's chill out there.
You just chill on the beach and get drinks?
I just laid there. Yep.
Yeah.
Got drinks. Mai Tai. Drink a lot of beer. I like beer.
Yeah.
Did
you drink like Hawaiian beer, or did you get like Coors?
Bud Light.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was chilling, dude. The beach was fun. Probably paddleboarding.
Yeah.
After a while, I just laid on the paddleboard out in the ocean. It was just floating out on the paddleboard, just looking up in the sky.
Hell yeah.
Just looking at the beach and everything.
That's fun.
Sick,
good time,
dude.
Man. Yeah.
I like that. Just doing nothing.
You can't imagine that very many people in Hawaii are like depressed, right?
I would hope not.
Well,
you're in Hawaii.
That's what I'm saying. Like here, we have the high, like in Oregon, is the highest seasonal depression because of the lack of vitamin D.
Yeah.
That we get, and like in those places, you just can't imagine that there's much like, of that
Alaska
style.
Gets it really bad too.
Oh, I bet.
It's dark.
Yeah.
During winter, like
I know, but don't you
day.
think that's insane? That like Alaska is like way further north than us, receives far less sunshine, but Oregon is above everybody.
Yeah, I would be curious to see how they test it too. So I know Alaska has a lot of drinkers, dude. A lot of drinkers.
Yeah.
Just getting fucked up in the winter.
Yeah, because they just can't do anything else. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe they're similar, or just maybe Oregon's just
slightly above.
Just weak, dude.
I mean, that could be it too.
Just mentally weak.
Mentally weak. You don't need the fucking sun. I do need
seasonal depression. I'm within seasonal depression right now.
Yeah, it would be rough, man. Though not seeing the sun for that long. Yeah. Don't they have like 30 nights or whatever? Is that in Alaska?
I know Alaska. I don't know if it stays completely dark like that, but it does stay like this light outside, like summertime all day.
That's what it is.
Yeah, and I think it's in Alaska. There's spots that do that. I don't know where else, but I know.
Can you see Aurora Borealis in Alaska?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
No stars.
I want to see that shit.
What do they call them?
I don't know.
Northern Lights.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
Hell yeah.
I've never seen it, but I want to see it.
Yeah, I would love to see it. I saw this really cool vacation spot in like Finland, which is basically like when it's snowing, you like rent an igloo type thing, but it's like it's glass, so you can like see through it and see all the stars and see all the like the Northern Lights or Aurora Borealis or whatever they have over there. It's sick.
So sick. Yeah, there's a couple places I want to go in Europe. None of the like touristy places, but like the Alps, the mountain towns, stuff like that. That shit looks tight, dude.
Yeah, I think you would really enjoy Amsterdam and probably Berlin's really big. But you'd probably enjoy the history of Berlin. There's a lot there.
Yeah. There's just like I don't need to see like the Eiffel Tower. Like I'm not like, oh, I need to go to Paris to see the Eiffel Tower.
I'm definitely that way. I don't care.
The Colosseum would be cool.
Yeah.
The Roman Colosseum.
Yeah.
I've thought about this before too, like what I would want to see.
Yeah, Greece would be cool. Like,
I think Germany would be pretty awesome.
Yeah, Germany's cool. There's probably a lot of really cool places outside of like you said, like the touristy places. But Berlin was cool. It's just so big.
Yeah.
There's a lot of history. Like when I was there, they currently are, or maybe they finished since then. I mean, it's been 5 years. They were like rebuilding the Berlin Palace, which was destroyed in World War II. But I was like in the plaza or like the square or whatever, where like Hitler gave a bunch of his speeches. It's right next to this church, and like the churches there are like all cathedrals, right? Like they're just huge, to where you take a picture, like you wouldn't believe how big it was unless there was a reference of like a person sitting there. And there's like bullet holes in the foundation, like the concrete foundation from World War II. Still, like there's still like crazy notches and stuff.
Yeah, I mean Hawaii, I didn't get to see Pearl Harbor. It's like an all day thing.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna go back. I got to hold a piece of the USS Arizona.
Oh, that's sick.
I guess they like sell off stuff every once in a while that like falls off of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was like basically like a bumper plate that was on the side of it. Like they had it at the tattoo shop.
Oh,
the
cool.
guy like brought it out and like set it on the counter. He's like, "Here you go, bro. You won't get to touch it anywhere else." You could see like the old rivets and shit.
Yeah, that's really cool.
That's tight.
Yeah, it's cool history for sure.
I heard you can. Yeah, what the fuck? I heard that like you can feel it when you're like standing in certain places. Like maybe you could feel it in the palace. Like just like.
What do you mean? Like kind of feel the energy
the presence of it. Yeah. I guess I got Pearl Harbor. I mean, my dad was like, yeah, when I went to Pearl Harbor, I could like feel it.
I wonder if that has any connection with him actually being in the armed forces, though. You know.
Could, yeah.
You know, where it's just like a little bit closer to home.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder.
Crazy Pearl Harbor, dude. Just chilling, kamikaze planes just come flying down. The fuck,
dude, right? Like just the event of it, yeah. It was like a bunch of the battleships and stuff had all stationed there.
Like we're just talking about.
Yeah, well, I mean, like when you think about it, if you were in the Navy, right? If you're in the Navy and World War II is happening in Germany, right? Because at this point, Japan's really not in it at all. Russia kind of not really in it either. They're pushing back on the western side of it.
Yeah.
You know, but they're not really doing too much. And for us, the U.S., like we're not really doing much either. Some people are volunteering to go overseas and be, you know, pilots and stuff. Not really doing much else. We're supplying weapons and ammo. But then, like all of a sudden, you know, if your orders go to Hawaii, you're like, I am the furthest away from any danger. Right? I enlisted to fight in World War II potentially, but now I'm in Hawaii. I ain't doing shit.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you just wake up. Just instant, dude. Like, what are you going to do?
It's insanity.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Dude, and they fucked up, dude.
Japan?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
They fucked up
They
bad.
did. Yeah. Like, oh shit.
That war is interesting. Russia's tactics when the war ended, when Germany split their troops up.
Yeah.
Between like invading Russia and then going west.
Yep.
I think through to like France over there or somewhere.
Yeah.
But Russians just kept running back. and then just burning villages.
Yeah.
We don't need this shit. Light on fire. No food, no water,
yeah,
nothing.
they burned all their own shit so that, like...
they just got in, like, thousands of miles. They're like, fuck, dude. We're dying.
Yeah. We're going to freeze to death.
Yeah.
And they just can't do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just died. It's pretty crazy. It's a cool tactic.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. And then, yeah, I remember we kind of talked about it before, like, Japan, if they wanted to, could have continued on to the west coast of the United States and gotten pretty far.
Yeah.
But they had done their, like, investigation and their due diligence, and they knew that how many firearms, like, the civilians had. And they're like, look, if we're invading the country, they're going to defend that shit. And because if they come into our country, we're going to defend our shit.
Yeah.
And we're going to expect everyone to do it. And they were like, there's like 1 million people with firearms in like the first 3 states. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Like, we're not going to do that shit.
Dude, there's so much stuff out here. I always have that random thought when I'm in the woods, like during this time of year. I'm just like, dude, there's motherfuckers just hauling ass on like 4x4s and like super lifted Jeeps.
Well, yeah, I mean, it'd be very simple. I mean, think about how insane like the bush would be for the Japanese people. Never had seen it before, never been in it.
In the middle of the woods.
Wouldn't know shit, right? And then people here would know it. It would be very similar to like us in Vietnam, where like the Vietnam soldiers really knew like their territory, and the U.S. soldiers didn't really know it.
Can you imagine that? It's just a little squadron of dudes just in the woods. They're like, all right, guys, we got to find a place to set up camp. All of a sudden, whoa!
Yeah, just ATV.
What the fuck? Whoa!
Yeah. What the fuck was that?
Bunch of crazy ass rednecks out there.
Make it creative, dude, on what they do.
Oh, yeah. I've seen some nutty shit just in the forest over here.
Yeah, bear traps and all different sorts of shit.
I just think it's so funny. Like, you drive in there and you drive by the rock pit, and there's just 10 people in there just
like Brown's camp?
Firing guns. Yeah.
Yeah.
Driving farther. There's people on the right and on the left. Everyone's just firing guns in. You see people camping here and there.
Yeah.
Like I said, 4-wheelers, Jeeps. And there's just people, guns, and just out in the woods.
But somehow it works. No one dies.
The nicest people. Everybody waves out there. Yo, what's up? Every time you drive by people, what's up? What's up? It's like, well, everybody has a gun out here.
Yeah.
Everybody's just super nice out here.
Yeah, because everyone, what the fuck you say?
Yeah. What? Yeah. So we got ourselves an old-fashioned showdown now.
Yeah. All right, let's do it. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I've been there a few times, and you've kind of mentioned it. I don't know if you mentioned it on the podcast, but we've talked about it before where you don't really like going to Brown's Camp because of how many people there are.
Yeah.
And one time I was there, there was a guy who showed up, and, I mean, he looked normal. He had, like, camo and stuff on, and it became very obvious after, like, 2 minutes that he was either active or was a military member. And then he brought out like his service weapon and tricked out, like had all this shit on it.
Yeah.
And like he said something, and this was like when I first started shooting guns, but he was like, someone asked me a question, it's like, oh, this is for hunting 2-legged animals. And I like looked, I can't remember who I was with, but I was like, I think it's time to go. So we left. Just because it like freaked me out. Like obviously, like I don't know, but I was like, nah, I'm good.
There's some people who are like,
yeah, you know, like I mean, what was the guy, the American Sniper guy? What was his name? I can't remember. Yeah, Chris Kyle. Like he went and took a soldier, you know, shooting because that was his like form of relaxation and like fun to like get away from it. And that guy had like PTSD and killed him.
Yeah, super sad, dude.
Yeah, and so it's like when I'm there, and it's like. This dude's like, oh, this is for hunting 2-legged animals. Like, in my head, I know kind of what he means. Like, it's a service weapon. Obviously, like, that's what it's for. But also, like, I'm a 2-legged animal, and I don't know what the fuck you're going to do. So I'm going to leave.
Yeah, I'm never around people that shoot guns. And I think I make it, if I ever would be, I would probably make it fairly obvious that I don't want to be around you.
Yeah, we've gone a couple times. That was the only time I really felt sketched out. But the last time I even went in shotguns was with you and James. That was fun. But it started like snow. My hands were freezing.
Up there.
Yeah.
Dude. Yeah, there is some loony fucks out there, dude. Fuck that.
Yeah.
We've just don't trust people hunting before where it's just like, let's just keep it moving.
Yeah.
We've also had people just stare at us like.
That's weird too. You know,
I remember my dad was like, all right, you want to stare? Just start staring back. I'm like, dude, everyone here has guns, Dad.
Yeah.
I don't care. Like, okay.
Yeah,
I'm going to get out the truck and walk.
Yeah, I'm going to go. You can do whatever you want. But But
just ready to post up behind the truck.
dude, it's so funny how like guys are that way. Like a lot of them, probably myself included. Like there's certain things that you just will not drop your ego for.
Yeah.
You know, like that. He's like, they're fucking staring at me, dude. I have to stare back, or I ain't no bitch. And you're
Just
like,
did not move the truck.
yeah, and you're like,
Put it in park. I'm like,
yeah, and you're just like, dude, can we just go hunt? Like, can we go do this thing? He's like, no, dude. Like, we have to prove ourselves right now. And you're like, why?
rolls down the window. What's
Yeah.
up?
Yeah. You guys want something? It's like, dude,
No.
fucking me right now. Yeah, I don't know what it is about guys that really like care about that stuff.
I don't know.
But there's like certain things, you know, like some guys, like for me, for you and me, we'd probably be there and we'd be like, all right, like we'd be like talking in the car, being like, why the fuck are they staring at us? But we wouldn't stop the car and stare back. But there's something in that like same realm that we would stop the car for,
yeah.
and like look back. You know, it's crazy.
I try to mellow out on some stuff. I don't think I get super heated much anymore. I mean, I get heated over like sports and shit.
Yeah, but like even that's like a weird thing, right? It's just because you feel sentimental for it, you know? You feel close to the Blazers. Like everyone has their hometown team usually. And if you do have that, then like anybody who talks shit about it, you're instantly mad.
Oh yeah, I'm a big Seahawks fan,
Yeah.
dude. People just, I mean, I love the Blazers too, but just Seahawks, I just love football. People just hate the Seattle Seahawks, dude.
Why do you think that is? Because they don't, they
Well, I
seem-
think it's because they made a run, like 2011, 12, 13. And then there became a lot of new like fans in Seattle.
Yeah. So that it's like bandwagon fans.
Yeah,
This is
people
what
don't like
this is the thing that I hate about that term. Is when your team is asked, like for instance the Blazers, diehard Blazer fan, like have been a fan for forever.
Yeah.
Like I remember being able to name like every Blazer when I was like 6.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you go through it, and some years like I didn't say much because we were fucking terrible, and our name was the Jail Blazers. Like we were, that's how bad we were. Like it was a disgrace. Why the fuck would I talk about them? But then when we start to play well, it's like of course I'm going to start talking, like, or at least you know giving my praise and like starting to be more, starting to have the conversations about the team because they're fun to talk about now. Well, that's how it is for everybody. Like as soon as your team stops talking, like stops playing well, you have nothing. What are you gonna do? Well, I like the Blazers. Like, yeah, you're 5-13. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and that's why that now there are certain players and teams like Golden State, for example, when they get that much fame that quickly. Not everyone is a Golden State fan. They're fans because they're flashy and fun to watch, which is totally fine too. But they're not Golden State fans. They're fans of basketball and they're fans of the teams that are playing well at that time. But I don't necessarily know if I'd call that a bandwagon fan. I just think it's you don't have a team and you're a fan of the game.
It probably started like when social media started, if I had to guess.
Bandwagon stuff?
Yeah.
So you didn't talk about them last year. It's like, yeah,
But there was like an obvious increase in like fans for Seattle around here when Seattle was like real good and getting a Super Bowl.
well, for example, for me, I don't care, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't really care that much because I'm a hometown person, and Seattle isn't my hometown. It's the closest to, so I'm going to root for them. But, like, I don't care as much as you do.
Yeah.
But, like, but Seattle's doing well, and I still keep up.
Yeah. You're not.
You know what I
yeah.
mean? So it's like people are going to become people who don't have a team like that, especially in Portland because we don't have a football team. As soon as the closest team does start to play really well and has something to like that you can kind of get a hold of, then you're like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking start to follow it because
Yeah.
it's fun now. Before they're trash, and why would I follow something that's trash?
Everyone just got to be like labeled as something.
Yeah.
Oh, these are the bandwagon fans. There's not that many. It's like they're just fans.
Yeah.
That just recently became a fan or whatever it is. Who cares? But yeah, there's everyone hates Seattle out here now. I'm just like,
Here,
there's a lot of people who do not like Seattle. Yeah.
In
Every
Portland.
time I'm like, I'm a Seahawks fan, people are like, what?
from like
You guys
what-
gonna be garbage this year. You guys got nothing. And we're just 9-2. It's like, yeah.
yeah, I mean, but they've been good for the last few seasons.
Yeah, well, 2 years ago we didn't make the playoffs. We were all right, and then last year we made the playoffs with a new offensive coordinator and lost to Dallas.
Yeah,
And we were playing really well last year, contrary to what people were saying. Like, we were going to be. They're like, oh, the Seattle's not going to be good again.
yeah,
This year, people were like, oh, well, Seattle, you know, they'll be about the same as last year.
Yeah.
First round exit in the playoffs. Come on, baby.
yeah. I don't know. Like, I think. I wonder why it is. You would think that more people would be attached to Seattle just because
It's a
Portland does have a
Northwest
team.
thing, dude.
So what do they know? Who do they
'Cause
normally
no one
root
gets
for?
to watch the Northwest Sports, same as the Trailblazers,
Yeah,
because of time zones.
yeah,
No
that's
one
fair.
watches, and then when you're not the main team on the West Coast, when it's like Golden State, they get all the nice timed games where everybody can watch, and then we're on at 10:30 on the East Coast.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, that's fair.
So you don't get a lot of love, or you just don't. Players, teams doing well, and it's still just not recognized on a national scale.
Yeah. The shitty part for the Blazers this year is the injuries that we've had, and but before that they had given us so many ESPN and TNT like nationally televised games, and now we're just sucking ass, and then it's gonna be like, well, you shit the bed. We're not giving you shit next year, you know.
They can change the games too, though, right? Yeah,
I'm sure.
I don't know if the NBA does that or not.
They might, but I think that they probably have like a contract
today.
or something. Yeah.
They did that. Seattle beat the 49ers last week on Monday Night Football or whatever, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
It's like the best game in the NFL so far this season.
In terms of viewership, or in terms of
terms of like the teams where they're at, same division, NFC, both leading the NFC, and Seattle's like in a wild card spot because 49ers we're 8-0.
Yeah.
And then we beat them, big game, overtime, and then we played the Eagles today. We were supposed to be playing the Eagles Sunday Night Football, but it got switched. They had Packers at 49ers. Or the other way around, 49ers.
Interesting.
Packers. Either way, they're playing. Yeah, they moved the game, though. It was supposed to be prime time, and now their game is prime time.
That's weird.
Yeah.
That'd be the time even changed, too?
Well, Seattle played, a 10 a.m. game. So
How quick does that change?
East Coast. I don't know when they made the decision to do that, but it happened. It had to happen after like at least week 4.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It'd be a hard thing to be like, oh, this is your schedule, and then it's like, oh, your schedule just changed as like a player.
Yeah.
And just coordination, the logistics. Like when the team, when you think about basketball, there's not that much to transport, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You know, you have a little bit, but you just need a couple balls, jerseys, that's it.
Yeah,
but football, there's helmet,
equipment.
pads, equipment, everything that you need, you know? The logistics of that just seem insane.
Yeah. Seattle's 6-0 against teams on the East Coast. Went to Philly today and won.
When they're on the East Coast.
Yep.
Yeah. Interesting. Because I was going to say they lost Baltimore, so.
Yeah. Weak, bro. Both those games were weird. Baltimore and the Saints came to Seattle and beat Seattle in Seattle, which is doesn't happen a lot.
It doesn't, yeah.
Home field is good over there at the Clink, baby.
Yeah. They,
That's why if they can close out and beat the 49ers for first in the division, then we can get that number 1
do we play the 49ers again?
Yeah, last game of the season.
In
That's
Seattle?
why it was so big to win the first one.
Yeah, we play it in Seattle.
It'll be in Seattle. But that's why it was so big to win the first one, because now we own it over them, you know?
Yeah.
And the last game of the season might not mean anything, depending on records. So that's typically what happens to teams that are going to playoffs. It's like, oh, okay, well, we're just – if stuff locks in and sets in, then we're not going to play our starters.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So I hope Green Bay wins tonight.
Yeah.
Seattle, then they would officially take over.
Yes, yeah, Seattle
number 1 spot, baby.
Dude, I was texting you because I was looking at games and I was like, oh, dude, this is only their 11th game.
Mm-hmm.
It's they still have 5 games left. I was like, did it start late? And you're like, no. Starts the same time every year. I was like, dude, I don't even remember people the NFL playing December 29th.
Yeah,
it's their last game. And I was like, damn.
What was it? Christmas last year was on a Sunday?
No.
Or on a Monday?
It was Monday, Tuesday.
It was 2 years ago? I don't know, but they had, if it was on a Monday or 2 years ago, they had NBA and NFL on Christmas Day. I was like, dude, this is dope.
Yeah, just switching back and forth every game. Yeah.
No, honestly, I think the NBA should push their start date back, dude. Just because,
well, they're flirting with changing everything. Do you see that?
Yeah, I did see a little bit of what they were talking about, like a tournament mid-season or something like that.
For fucking what?
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
I mean, they should just shorten the schedule for the seasons.
Well,
you already have so many people fucking sitting and resting games.
Well, they were thinking about changing it from 82 to 78. 4 games. What the fuck is that going to do?
Just make it 72.
Yeah, cut 10
start
games.
the season later so it doesn't run in with football. It doesn't matter, dude. Football is NFL. They talked about last year, oh, the NFL is losing viewers, NFL this, NFL that. It's not, dude.
I think sports in general are losing some viewers, though.
The NBA suffers because they allow their highlights to be used somewhere, so people don't even have to watch the game. I'm just gonna watch all the highlights.
Mm.
And the NFL doesn't license shit out like that. Like people aren't just posting NFL highlights. Only the NFL posts NFL highlights.
Interesting.
Like if you post something of NFL, they'll take it down.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Yeah, I mean, maybe it's smart for them to tighten some stuff up then. But I just think viewers, because most people are going from cable and shit like that to streaming side of stuff, then people aren't watching as many sports because they just don't have those channels anymore. But even like I was talking about it before, like I want to watch the Blazers, but the NBA has sold the rights to Comcast, so it's on Comcast Sportsnet or whatever the fuck it is, whatever that channel is. And so if I buy the Blazer League Pass, I can't watch shit here. So like
you have to get a VPN.
Yeah, I mean I do, but my VPN in Seattle is still too close.
But can't you change your VPN?
I mean, it's a work computer, but I mean, I could somewhere else. But like, it's just super frustrating that as the hometown team, why should I have to like that? That's who you should be selling
That's
it
the reason
to.
my parents bought Comcast.
Is so that they could watch games
because they made that deal. I don't know when it was, 8 years ago.
Yeah,
whatever.
to do everything on Comcast Sports. Yeah,
and it was no longer on DirecTV.
Yeah. So it's just that. I mean that, and I think your parents are probably of the minority of people who are specifically buying cable for those types of things. A lot of people are just like, fuck it.
Well, they got like, I remember the situation. We used to buy NFL ticket, and then DirecTV was like offering hella deals to new customers, and we were paying like all this money.
Yeah.
And then it was the same time the transition happened with the Blazers, and my dad was like, fuck it, like we'll just go to Comcast.
Yeah.
And then Comcast came out with NFL Red Zone.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's some factors, but I'm sure they're in the minority for that.
Yeah. It's just like one of those things where it's like, I would love to do it, but I don't get the games. Yeah. And I'm not going to spend $50 on cable just to watch the Blazers.
No.
I'll find somewhere to watch it, you know? I'll go to a bar. Or...
Didn't Colin send us a good site?
Yeah, I mean, there's a good one, but those things are potentially, you know, they could be shut down mid-season or found out and shut down.
Yeah,
so
maybe.
I mean, I remember everyone was like, it's all on Reddit, and I go to Reddit and it just all shut the fuck down.
Shut down.
Yeah, I was like, okay, well, lame. But I don't know. I think with Disney and, you know, NBC
Hulu
and
has
Warner
live
Brothers
sports
and Hulu and those kind of things, like I think some of them are really trying to figure out how to do the streaming thing. But it's like, if I'm the national basketball, baseball, soccer, football, all those, I would like try and send my executives meet and try and go, hey, let's create our own streaming service, you know?
Dude, everybody's got a streaming service now.
But like, wouldn't you pay $10 or $15 a month if you could have MLS, MLB, NBA, NFL all on the same thing?
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean.
That's every time I got cable when I was in college. I just wanted the sports package.
Yeah, but that's what I mean is like if they package it all together, or maybe it's like a choose two, NBA and NFL, MLB, whatever. Yeah, and you can just do that. Then it's like people are gonna do some shit and then create the library, be able to watch old games. You know?
Yeah, the content thing's huge. I like ESPN's content. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, ESPN's done a decent job of like creating some of that streaming stuff where like Kobe Bryant's show and other things where it's like they
stemmed off of that with Daniel Cormier on that.
Yeah.
And also Peyton Manning.
Yep.
There's a bunch of shows. It was like the 100th year of the NFL, and it was like Manning driving around to all these different places in the U.S. that changed the event or how the NFL was formed.
Yeah.
Things. Yeah, they do all kinds of cool content on there.
Yeah.
But boxing, all the fighting's on there.
Yeah, I saw that guy get knocked the fuck out.
Dude. Bad. I called it, too. It's pretty funny. Actually, Devin came over to watch it, and I was like, what was it? Ortiz just walking down. Ortiz is southpaw, so left hand.
Mm-hmm.
He was throwing the left, and he just was, at the end of the round, walking forward, bro, and just throwing it because he hit him once in the stomach.
Yeah.
And I was like, it didn't seem like Wilder was even bothered by any of them, but he's a big guy. And I was like, oh, it looks like Wilder's going to throw. Like, Ortiz shouldn't walk. And he just, boom, one more. Just
Yeah. Dude, I watched the replays with sweat and everything. And he just crumbles and he's just...
Bro, he was like...
Yeah. His head was all arched up, which is kind of weird. Yeah.
Oh, my God, dude. That's the hardest punch. A straight punch is the hardest punch.
Yeah.
Maybe not for a knockout and everything like that, but he got knocked out with a straight punch, dude.
Yeah.
Didn't even twist his head.
Nope. Yeah.
The water stayed still.
yeah. Dude, it's insane, man.
He might hit harder than anybody ever, dude.
Yeah, it's possible. It's insane.
He's
like
not
I watch
the best boxer.
Yeah.
It's like a jab.
Yeah.
Jab. I have a little check hook, but I just have this massive right hand that if I hit you with it, it will just crumble your face.
Got fucked up.
How much?
No.
Million?
No, dude.
You just stand there?
No, because by the time you get it, you have to like use the whole million to replace your whole fucking head. You know what I mean? It's like, I need to buy new teeth. I need new eyes.
Dude.
My nose looks like Voldemort's. Like, I need some
just
shit, dude.
Punches down on top of your head.
Yeah, I mean, you're at least in a coma for 3 days.
Oh, my God.
Just a normal person. Yeah.
Bro, there's something about fighting. Those guys are just warriors, bro.
Yeah. It's crazy.
The other fights were just ass.
Were they? Not good. I never get into boxing. Because it's like, it seems like it needs those two, like the two people who are high profile to like make it really exciting. Where like, and they're long, usually, typically, right? Like they're long fights.
No, they're shorter than UFC most times. They feel like championship rounds. Like 12 2-minute rounds.
Yeah, I guess like when you look at it.
The rest is quick. The rest is like a minute and a half maybe between rounds, a minute.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I just enjoy the UFC of how many different like layers there are to it in ground game, wrestling, doing all that stuff. Now, that's not to say that there aren't really boring UFC fights, because there are.
Oh,
there's a lot.
There's a lot of boring UFC fights because of that. Because the guy just wrestle you to the ground.
And hold you down, kind of beat you up, whatever. But
I don't know. There's just a lot in boxing, like footwork and feints and movements, and all of that works into good boxing. And you can't just you have to be. I don't know. I enjoy it more than UFC, I think.
Yeah.
For sure. It's just as technical. I mean...
Oh, it's very technical.
It's just as technical as any MMA, that's for damn sure.
Yeah, it's definitely as technical. I just think that there's more components that you have to be technical on in the UFC because they offer more with kicks and takedowns and defense and stuff like that. It's something that I just never get into it for whatever reason. I never really understood the...
boxing to be popular, there has to be good heavyweights, and there wasn't good heavyweights for a long time.
That's fair.
Just Mayweather, and then now there's just a handful of heavyweights. Like 2 weeks, Anthony Joshua and what's his name, first Mexican heavyweight fighter, Andy Ruiz of all time. He knocked him out. He was 30-1 underdog, bro, when he knocked him out. They fight in 2 weeks, bro. Anthony Joshua is this Grecian god body.
Yeah.
And Andy Ruiz is just this little fat boy, dude.
Yeah, I remember that.
They fight in 2 weeks. It's going to be a good one.
Yeah. I remember seeing him. It's like, you're like, that guy's it was the same thing that I said about like
Big
Country Nelson. It was like, that guy's in the UFC and he's just fat as fuck. It just looks like he just drinks beer and eats like country fried steak every night. And he's like, whatever, I'll fight. And you're like,
dude, Butterbean, big old fat boy. Just knocking people out. What are you reading?
Tweets.
Oh.
Yeah. It's like, what the
fight?
fuck? Yeah, I was looking at it. People. The NBA is like a weird thing too. Like all of their new stuff. Their thing like it said like the in season, like middle season tournament and shortening it to 78 and like all this stuff is like, who's coming up with this shit?
Yeah,
or
why
like
are
the
they doing that?
free throw rule that they're trying out in the G League.
Yeah,
which is like one free throw for 2 points. The fuck?
Well, what about if I can just step back to a 3? Do I get 3 points?
Yeah, it's like, what is 20? Like the 21 rules, you know? I shoot this, I get 3, right? Like what?
Yeah, I just saw that. I don't know what they're doing, bro. Why would they change it so much?
Yeah, it's like it's not, and that was Doug's main complaint about it when we talked yesterday. Was
you guys talk about it?
Not the free throw thing, but the potential rule changes. Was like if you change it to 78 game season, then it screws, not necessarily screws up, but it does change like all the stats because now all the things happened before were in an 82 game season, where now it's like you just don't have that extra 4 games to do certain things. So like it does misconstrue a lot of different things. Also, I don't think like. Why 72? It's 4 games fucking less.
Yeah.
It's like 2 weeks.
Yeah, I don't
know. Or a
know.
week. You know what I mean? It's 1 week less. Like, how is that going to really help viewership?
I don't really. And the NFL's talking about adding 1 game.
insane, right? Like the different dichotomy of things. Like the
Yeah.
NBA is like, oh shit.
An 18-week season with 2 bye weeks. I don't know, dude. I just don't think the money's worth it. I think the quality of football will go down for something like that. I think basketball, like, I could give a shit about the stat line. I don't really care about, like, the 4 games for stats. If they're going to shorten the season, just shorten it by 10 games.
Like, shorten it by something that matters.
Yeah, not 4 games. Doesn't seem like it does anything for that.
Yeah.
I don't know. NBA's. I just watch the Blazers, really.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't like all the storylines sometimes in NBA. It's kind of like superficial now, it seems like.
Yeah, I was dying, like absolutely dying when I was reading certain things because it would be like, it was like Melo and the Blazers take on the Milwaukee Bucks. And it was like, Melo? I was like, what about CJ? Like he just got back in, I get it, but you guys are riding that so hard. And it's like Melo hasn't played like terribly bad.
Yeah.
Compared to the other players that we have on the Blazers. But like, come on. But you're right. I mean, and I think James Harden kind of talked about it a little bit too. Like he felt he should have won the MVP last year over Giannis. I don't think so. I think that it's a close fight. And
He's averaging like 38 points a game this year.
Yeah.
But on like 50 shots.
Yeah, I know. Like it took
It's
him
so stupid.
Yeah, it was like James Harden had like 41 on 41 shots and you were like, yeah, I could do that.
Bro, it's weird. It's like he doesn't even give a shit. And it's just like, oh, you should be MVP because you average 38 points a game, but you're just shooting
you're shooting
35%.
Yeah, and you're shooting everyone else on your team shot. But anyway, it was like he talked about how early on in the season they had built this like Giannis storyline that like helped win the MVP. And it's like, I don't know, like maybe, but he's great. There's no denying that.
Definitely the MVP.
Yeah.
If he wasn't on the team,
shit.
They're nothing. And maybe you could say that for Harden too, because he's a scorer and shit. But I don't know. Harden's it's just annoying to watch now. He hooked Kawhi's arm the other day. He like goes up and hooks the arm and then jumps up with it, so it looks like the guy's fouling him. It's like,
yeah, he has all the tricks.
It just seems like he's really predicates a lot of his game on getting fouled in certain areas rather than just like
playing the
trying
game.
to score and assist and play the game.
Yeah,
it's like trying to just find loopholes and shit. It's like, dude,
yeah, it's not as much fun to watch.
It's not cool to watch.
Yeah, it's not. It's not fun. And I wonder if that is a point of. I mean, dude, have you seen how many travels have been called in the NBA this season? It's a lot. I don't know the exact number, but they are calling every one of them.
The one I saw the other day, I think it was Nasir Little for the Blazers.
Yeah,
he like caught it like top of the 3 on like a fast break.
Yeah,
and it was like 1, 2, 3, and just no travel call. I'm like, well, you got away with that one, dude.
Yeah,
everyone in the crowd's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, they are calling a lot of them though. Like, I think it's also hard for the refs, right? Because they're used to calling it a certain way, and now they're calling it this way, so they kind of probably get stuck on the old and new.
Just trying to make it too like, there's too much in that rule for anyone to make sense of it. It's like the NFL with the catch rule before.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, if he doesn't maintain possession to the ground, even though like the specific one, if you think about Des Bryant, like a couple years ago, catches the ball, he's like falling as he clearly has control of the ball. As he's falling, he sticks it out, and the ground makes him lose it, but he's in the end zone. And they're like, well, it was like all in one motion with the catch, no catch, based on the rule, like the wording of the rule.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, that's a catch.
Yeah.
Like everybody can see that.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's similar in the travel. It's like, well, now we add this gather step, and we have to take that into account when we're making a call. It's like, dude, no one can do that.
Yeah. It's too much to ask.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty insane. Yeah. I would hate to be a ref. Could you imagine?
Damn sure.
Yeah.
An NBA ref?
NBA is fast.
Yeah.
Football, fast. Or a doctor for the UFC. You call something for a cut, and people just hate you. It's like no matter what, like people fucking hate you, pretty much. Like there's not very many games where both teams are like, yeah, they called that fair, even if the fouls were the exact same. It just depends on when foul calls were made. You know what I mean?
Well, it's like what just happened today. The Saints, they've had quite a few calls against them. You know, in the recent history, last year ending their season. I want to see what happened with the end of that game. There was a call. Because you're allowed to review pass interference calls now. You can challenge a pass interference call. Yeah,
I think that is a cool thing that it seems like both sports have added a lot more ability for them to review something, and I think that's better.
But
there's a lot of
shutting it down. Oh, the Saints end up winning. Good for them.
But like
shutting it down, they like review it, and the refs are like, no, it's not a penalty. They really just. I bet the rule won't be in place when the NFL next year.
Well, like for basketball, they've added the coaches challenge as like an attempt. And that has really, I mean, we've seen the Blazers use it pretty well in some of the games, but like that's a great thing because there are a lot of calls because basketball's so fast that kind of get missed or like out of bounds calls at 8 minutes in the, in a quarter and they can't review it. But it's like if when you're watching it, you're like, it's obviously off that person. But like, just because the ref just didn't see it. And that's totally fine. But like, to be able to challenge it or to look at it is way better for everybody.
How many challenges they get?
1.
See.
It's 1. And if you fuck it up, you lose a timeout, just like the NFL.
Yeah.
So it's like a lot of times what Stotts has been doing and a lot of other coaches is they've been waiting until like the fourth quarter where they have 3. And at a certain point, they can't use a coach's challenge anymore. So then they just use it to see. Or no, it's at a certain point in the NBA, you only have you lose all of your timeouts and you only have 2.
Yeah.
And so like at the end of the game, so it's like if you have more than 2, like you might as well just use the challenge on something.
So there's no restriction on when you can use the challenge.
Yeah, no.
Like maybe not the final minute or something like that.
No, you can, but like then you potentially lose. If you don't win it, then you lose a timeout, and if it's a close game, you're fucked.
Yeah.
So it's been interesting. We've won a couple of them, but
Seattle is the worst. Well, Pete
Carroll is just he's
bro. He misses every single one.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, why are you doing that? Why are you doing that, Pete? Well, I haven't won a challenge yet this year. We're gonna try it again.
Yeah.
We fucking lost again.
Because of that shit, yeah.
Oh, dude, I had chicken fried steak and a pancake right after I finished work today.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Dude. It's that Sunday chill.
Yeah, I went and got Coffee Station, and they have this really nice sandwich.
Which one?
It's PDX sandwich.
Oh, you like that one?
Yeah.
That gorgonzola cheese with bacon or something?
No, it's like egg and cheddar cheese and it's like a mayo.
They put like
and
basil
bacon
on there.
And basil. Yeah.
It's pretty good. I just like that ham and cheese from there, bro. And they load it up over there.
Yeah, I love that place though. It's so good.
I'm so looking forward to Thanksgiving and Sunday Thanksgiving. The Sunday after Thanksgiving.
Why?
I love chilling, dude.
Yeah, I like it. I like this week because I only have to work 3 days.
Dude, everyone has to work till Wednesday. I'm like, come on, guys, get it off.
I could get it off, but I have to save some time for Christmas.
Everybody better have it off around Christmas, dude.
You don't work at all this week?
I don't know if I do. I might work a little bit, but
yeah,
pretty chill. Call of Duty.
Yeah, dude, Call of Duty's been making me mad though.
No, it hasn't, Mitch.
yeah, it has though. No, it hasn't. It has. I mean, I enjoy it. When I play with you guys, I have fun, but I very rarely play by myself.
Yeah, I don't get on if I'm not playing with anybody.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of like games though. Like I got the new Pokemon game and I've been beating the brakes off that game.
Sheldon told me he's been playing that nonstop.
Yeah, I've been beating the brakes off that game.
Is it fun?
Yeah, I mean, I just am a sucker for Pokemon games. Like it's just the old nostalgia, dude. I remember. Did you ever look for Christmas presents when you were a kid?
I mean, I was just trying to like hear what it is, but I never know what it was.
Yeah, but like, so I always knew that my parents would hide them somewhere, but I never really wanted to look all too much, especially after the Christmas that I did find them. Because then I knew everything I was opening and I couldn't get it early and I just had to wait. And I remember getting like Pokemon Gold and I remember finding, oh fuck, I got Pokemon Gold. I gotta wait 4 fucking weeks to play it. You know? And so, but
4
like,
weeks.
But the thing is for us is we were like when Pokemon Red and Blue came out, like literally the game was like black and white with like the tint of the color of the game that you got, and then it got slightly more colorful.
Yeah.
And then it just continued, to get better. And now it's like it's 3D, like open world. Now? Yeah, I'll show you it after the game, but or after the podcast. But it's like it's just so different and really cool. But we're on like generation 8, so it's like all these different Pokemon and shit. And so I'm just a sucker for that kind of stuff, where it's like it's new, but it also has nostalgia feels.
Yeah, it was. Really my mom was like said something. We were at dinner with my cousins and my family the other day, And my mom was like, "Oh, I found your old Game Boy." And it's like the Game Boy
hell
1.
Yeah, the
and I'm
big
like,
blocky
she's like,
one.
"Oh, well, I was gonna give it to Goodwill," and I'm like, "No." Like,
Yeah.
Like, well, you're not gonna play with it. You haven't played with it for years. I'm like, but it's the Game Boy 1. Like, it's the first one. And my cousin was like, "Oh, it's not worth anything." I'm like, dude, I don't care if it's not worth anything.
Yes.
I was like, it doesn't even have color. Like, the screen is green.
Yeah, yes.
And
yes.
she
it's
was like,
a yellow
my cousin's
hue,
like, yeah, exactly. And I'm like, yes, exactly. It's fucking just old as hell.
History.
It's a brick.
Yeah.
It has 3 buttons on it. I was like, I have like the Hunt for the Red October on that game. And all these random games.
Dude. Yeah, I mean,
today
like
it's worth nothing. I'm like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I'll never be able to buy that again.
Yeah,
even though it's worth nothing.
Exactly, you can't get it again.
I'll never find it, and if I do, it's gonna be worth a lot.
Yeah, yes, yeah, dude. So today, Tanya and I were like, I've basically been living out of like hampers, like all my shit, so I can never find anything I want. So I only wear like the same stuff.
Yeah,
but I have a lot of stuff from like Twitch that I was given to for free, or it has like Bacon 5-0 on it, like all these different things. And she's like, you never wear this. And I was like, yeah, but like I want to keep it because I want to remember that as a time. And she's like, but it's just gonna sit in your closet. And like, so sometimes I'm like, okay, fine. And then a lot of times I'm like, no, I want it. And she's like, no, you can't. And I'm like, it's not yours. You know, like, it's not yours. Like, you know, it's like there's some stuff I can agree with. Fine. Like, yeah, you're probably right. I don't need that. But like, it's mine. So like, and she'll be like, do you want this? And I'll be like, yeah, I do. And she's like, but you don't wear it. I'm like, why'd you ask? Like, why did you ask me if I wanted it? If I answered yes, you were just going to fight me on it. Like, don't ask. Just throw it away then. Don't tell me and throw it away. Like, what are you doing?
Dude, I get pissed. That is one thing I get pissed about. Speaking of being pissed earlier in the podcast, you know, my stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's maybe because my mom had a daycare when I was younger. And I'm like, it's not yours.
Yeah, it's mine.
Don't touch it. Why are you holding it?
Yeah. Like, seriously, put it down right now. You're like, really, dude? And you're like, yeah, it's not yours, right?
I'm about to strangle you.
Yeah. Dude, the thing that always happens with me, and this is probably just because I'm like, I'm not super dirty, but I'm also not super clean. Look at my room. It's like all fucked up. But my family is like neat freaks, and Tanya's the same way. And so like, if a pillow's like this, they're like, oh fuck, I gotta turn that, dude. Like, they'll explode if like something is like kind of not the way that it's supposed to look. And so my family, like, I'll put something on like the kitchen table, and they see it and they're like, why are you fucking with my feng shui? Like, this shit, like, it like ruins their brain. It starts like cooking. They have to move it or they'll die. And so they always move my shit, and I can never find anything. And I'm like, where'd they put it? And then they forget. And they have the audacity to blame me. They're like, well, maybe if you put it somewhere in the same place every time. I'm like, I do. You guys move it. Like you guys move it, and I can't find it. And my mom was bitching earlier because Kirsten or someone had moved her phone charger. And to be fair, that happens to her all the time. Like, people will start to use it and they'll move it. Yeah. But I was like, I know how you feel. And then she started getting mad at me. And she's like, well, what do you mean? And I was like, people move my stuff all the time. You, Whitney, Kirsten, Tanya, Kendall, everyone. And she's like, started getting mad. She's like, that's because you don't do this stuff. And I'm like, I'm agreeing with you. It's annoying. Why are you mad at me? Like, just if people just didn't move other people's stuff, or if they did, they just threw it in their room. So it was like right there. Fine. But like, don't hide it in a cupboard and then act like it was my fault that you put it there and can't remember. Dude, your fault.
That's happened to my keys before. I like always set my keys down right wallet, on the table right when I walk in. Keys, wallet, boom. They're just gone. I'm like, where's my wallet? Just can't find it.
Yeah, like, I don't know, dude. Like, you put it somewhere.
Same thing. If you just put it down at the same spot, I'm like, it's fucking here.
Yeah. Like, I literally do every time, and then you guys move it into some obscure place that no one can remember. And now it's off in that place that every lost item goes for fucking Halloween Town 2, you know? Have you seen that movie?
Yeah.
It's like all the socks and shit just lands in his house. My keys are there. I'm fucked. Can't find them now. They're gone.
Dude, everyone has like weird quirks like that. Like, a few years back, I forget who I was living with. I put my hat on the kitchen table. I like came in and threw my hat on the table and like sat down. And they're like, "Can you get your hat off the table?" I'm like, "This is like my house too, you know?" I'm like, "No, that's where my hat is right now."
Yeah.
Well, it's like that's bad luck. I'm like,
bad luck?
Bad luck.
Who said that shit?
I don't remember.
They need to get beat.
I'm like, dude. Bad luck. Put a hat on the table. I'm like,
like,
dude, literally my whole life, my dad has just thrown his hat on the table. I'm like, do we have bad luck? My dad's hat on the table.
No, you know what's so funny is this like, it's like that. Like that's the stubborn point. Or like if they had something that would like made sense, like, oh, I'm about to eat and I don't want your hat on the table, you'd probably be like, okay, I guess I'll move there or I'll scoot it over this way. But they were like, it's bad luck. You're like, fuck you, I'm keeping it there now. That's a stupid ass reason for me to move my hat.
You know, my mom brought up the other day was there was my mom's coworker works in like Utah, so they like work together, but they work online.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of LDS there, and they have like a monopoly there with like LDS characters. And my mom was like, oh, do they have garments? You know, like, do you remember when Devin was wearing his garments at James's wedding?
Yeah.
I'm like, what's that? Do ward off evil spirits? Actually, yeah, it does.
Yeah, dude. That's so fucking funny. That. Yeah. I don't know, man. There's just some things like, do you think that those, I was going to ask you this and it's perfect that it's kind of come up naturally. Is like, how many things are like ingrained into you? Like, this is just who I am. And how many things do you think are like, oh, I can change that? You know what I mean? Because aren't you constant? Like, people are constantly now, at least, are like, let me just be myself. And you're like, bitch, that's not yourself. Like, you're choosing to fuck up like that. Like, you can not do that. Right?
Yeah.
Like, for example, like, I could make my bed. That's something that I could very easily change. That's not like, let me be me. You know, let me be who I am. My bed's never made. That's who I am. Like, that's just not true. I don't
think that's who you are.
You know, like, that's just not true. But there's some stuff that's like,
who you are is like, you're lazy because you won't make your bed. That's who you are.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Not
like, let me be lazy. Yeah. But like, you know, people will act that way. They're like, let me just be me. And that's just what I do. And you're like, but like, you could just not do that.
You're a fucking idiot.
Yeah. But yeah, you could just not do that. But there are some things that people are very stubborn on to change. Like, saying sorry is one thing. Like, why is it so fucking hard to say sorry sometimes?
I try to avoid saying sorry for stuff that I'm not sorry for.
Yeah, exactly. This is my point, though. But, like, it's one of those things I read earlier, too.
I say sorry, like, just to keep the peace.
Yeah, you know what I heard, though? That's a trauma response right there.
I don't know.
That's what I read.
Like, I know when I always played sports, like, say we're playing basketball, I'd make a decent pass and someone drops it. I'm like, my bad.
Yeah.
I would just immediately take responsibility just so they don't even have to think about it.
Yeah.
It doesn't bother me at all.
Yeah, I guess.
But I've been trying not to say...
But there is a flip side of that,
when I say sorry, I've been trying not to say sorry for stuff that, like, oh, I was late. They're like, oh, sorry for being late. It's like, I'm not sorry for being late. Thank you for waiting for me. You know what I mean?
Why aren't you sorry for being late?
Because I'm not. But I'm late everything.
But like,
that's just me.
That's so fucking funny, dude. No, it's not. Fix that shit, dude. Be on time.
Oh,
that's
man.
So funny. Dude, just let me be late. That's me, dude. I am the late person.
Just tell me I'm supposed to be there 10 minutes before I'm actually supposed to be there.
And then you'll be there on time?
Yeah.
Dude, you'd be running so many suicides if you're on that basketball team with Coach Carter.
Well, that's the thing.
Like,
I was never late to sporting stuff. Always late.
Yeah, because you probably want to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even like work sometimes, it's like.
That's so fucking funny, though.
Well, I'm late. I just build a nice ass deck. Like, all right, man, show up when you want. Yeah. Let me be me, man.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just so funny.
I think I fit in the culture within like Spain. Like, being late is just part of it. The U.S. is super. U.S. culture is very
prompt.
Yes,
gotta be there.
Yeah, my dad is just a Nazi for it. And I think that's one reason why I'm probably not.
Yeah, because you're just like, just kind of despite him, you know? Like, fuck you, I'm being late now.
Yeah,
that's, you know, it's super funny. Like, on that, when I was gonna move out with like Scott, Colin, Zach, Michael, like all those guys, we were talking and Scott was just like, look, I'm not making my bed. Not fucking once. And we were like, what? He's like, I've had to make it every day since I was like 7. I'm not making it one time. And you're like, okay, like it's your bed. You can do whatever you want. He's like, I'm not doing it. Just not. Like it's like to spite his dad for making him do it. So that's what you're doing. You're like, my dad told me I had to be on time all the time. Dude, you know what? Be late. Nothing bad.
My dad's like fucking 45 to 30 minutes early to everything.
Yeah.
I'm like,
he might have anxiety.
I hate sitting and waiting.
He might have anxiety, dude.
I don't know, but he used to tell me when I was a kid, like, dinner's at 5. Like, if you're a minute late, I'll beat your ass. I'm like, oh, shit. Can't be fucking 1 minute late, dude.
You like look at it, you're like, I gotta run.
Yeah, I'd be like getting in the house at like 4:59. Like, he's like, looks at the clock. I'm like,
yeah, dude, that's super funny. I don't know. I never had that, but I do like to be early, but not like Kirsten's like that. She has anxiety with that, so she gets there like 30 minutes early, and I'm like,
hell no, dude.
yeah, like
I actually hate it,
dude.
James, I'd be like riding with my dad, and he'd be like, all right, let's go. I'm like, I was gonna leave for 30 minutes.
Yeah, like I had 30 more minutes, dude. Yesterday, yeah, like I was like, Dad, I like still need to shit. Like I like was like saving it so that like I would be done and we could go. So James, yesterday we Tanya and I went and got dinner with Kylie and James, and
I saw him yesterday.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
For whatever reason, he was like he wanted to pick us up, and I think it was because they needed to drive. He wanted to pick up Kylie because Kylie had like showings. So it was like, we'll pick you up because I'm over at my mom's house. We'll drive back to Newburgh, and then we'll go get food. We'll drop you off. It's like so that we didn't have to like I don't know. We could have met him there, but that's he wanted to spend more time with us. I think so. It's like fine, but like he was asking me what time. It was like pick us up at 5:30, and then at like 4:50, he's like, hey, I'm gonna be there early, and it was like I thought I still had 50 minutes. Like I'm not ready. I'm like in the middle of a card game that takes like 50 minutes.
Yeah.
Like I decided to play again because I knew you weren't coming for another 50 minutes, and now you're early. He's like, I'm gonna be there in 10. What the fuck?
Oh.
So James kind of like that too. Like gotta be on time. Dude, I stroll into work late all the time. I'm supposed to be there at 7. Like last week, I've been getting there at like 7:55. Hey guys.
That's late, dude.
Like, hey, what's up? Nothing. Dude, there's no consequence for it. So.
Yeah, it's like, oh, Jay's were meeting at 7:45. It's like 7:50. I'm like, everyone's like,
5 minutes isn't that big a deal.
Ready to go. Whatever. Yeah, but I don't know. I guess it could be better at being punctual.
Yeah,
just not sometimes.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'll be
I think
a little bit, and then I just don't leave myself enough time, and it's like 20 minutes late. I'm like, sorry, dude.
Yeah,
but I'm good at communicating, so like I'll let you know I'm gonna be late.
Yeah,
hey, running late.
Do you just need to set that up on like speed text?
Everyone's like, all good, thanks for letting me know. I'm like, yeah, perfect. Yeah, like, I'm just gonna be late and just let you know I'll be late, and if it's all good.
Just no consequence for it ever. Just Jesse's never lost a friend from being late, so he just
I text him early.
Yeah,
30 minutes running late.
Yeah, hey, I know it's only noon. I'm not supposed to be there until 5, but I'm fucking running late. I'm gonna be there at 5:30. Shows up at 6. Like, all right. Yeah, I don't know, but like I was thinking about that the other day because I think a lot of people are stubborn. I think I'm pretty stubborn when it comes to certain things, but I'm like trying to be better at it, and I'm like, but what's like me and like what is just engraved in me? Like what can never change because I've always acted that way. I've always done it. So it's just like, that's just, it is who I am. Like being late could be fixed, but it's like,
yeah, it's not,
you know what I mean?
Me being stupid.
But like, what is, I think like, can I work on being more patient, or is there like a level of patience that I can get, but I can never get better than that? You know what I mean? Because it's like just like it's just how my brain works, or it's how my heart is, or whatever. Like no matter what, I'm gonna be impatient about it because it bothers me.
Yeah.
And because it bothers me, I'm gonna act like it bothers me.
But you can't control.
But I can't control. You know exactly.
So like for me, I think I've learned pretty well to like if I can't control it, I'm just really not gonna let it affect me. Stuff does still do it, but I've done a good job of just letting like whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Whatever. I hate the saying it is what it is, but like sometimes it just is.
Yeah, for sure.
So
well, it's like
I can't control it. I don't really care.
Yeah, I'm way better at I'm more flexible than Tanya is. Tanya will let like inconvenience like that like bother her, and she's gotten way better about it.
Yeah.
But like she'll kind of let it bother her. Where me, I'm like, well, for instance, today she was unbothered by you being, wanting to do 1, because typically we record this shit at like 7 or 8. Like we're up early and doing it. But like because she's used to that, because it changed, she was like, well, what the fuck am I supposed to do until that time? Because that's normally when I come over, but now I can't. I'm not going to be over here and do all this stuff. So, but she's gotten way better about it. Before she'd be like, well, my whole day's fucking ruined. And it was like, why? Just come over now and like do the shit. And so she's gotten better about it. But a lot of times for me, that's what I would say. I'd be like, well, I have to get it done, and it takes two to tango. And if that person can't do it until that time, it's unfortunate. I'd like to get it done earlier.
Yeah.
But that just is what it is.
Yeah.
Like, I can't change it.
Yeah.
I can't.
It worked out. It worked out well for me. I had to finish a job that I thought I would have finished, or it would have been the same. And then, like, it worked out well because, one, I wanted to at least see the Seattle game, but two, it would give me a lot of space time to not rush.
Yeah.
And, like, run over here, and I'm just in jeans, and I'm dirty, and I'm so
I'm usually pretty flexible, so it doesn't matter. What I hate is being canceled on. Like, if you want to be late or want to reschedule the time and turn on that same day, I'm cool with that. But, like, when we have something and you're like, well, maybe we do it tomorrow, because you're just being like, I've had kind of a rough day.
Yeah.
It's like, but how rough?
Oh, yeah.
Because I've had some friends, like, this is the thing, is when you have, like, one friend who knows that it's important, and basically no matter what happened outside of it, they make it work. So because you had a previous arrangement, you really respect that. Mm-hmm. So, like, for example, Doug's girlfriend, Avery, her mom just passed. But Doug made sure that he created the time to be there because he gave himself to the pinwheel.
Yeah.
That's something that he agreed to. And even though that unfortunate thing happened, he still made himself available. So then when people cancel on me who are like, well, like, I just kind of, like, don't feel it. And you're like, yeah, I bet you don't. But, like, this person definitely didn't, and they still showed up. So I know your ass can show up too.
Well, that's like, that's where it comes back to, like, I guess what's ingrained in you is, like, I let a lot of stuff roll off my shoulders that I know people would be pissed off about. Like, say someone says something to me at a restaurant, or most of the time I'm just like, whatever, like, it doesn't matter to me. Like, maybe because, selfishly in the back of my mind, I'm like, if I really want to, I'd just kill you.
Dude, you're a fucking psychopath, dude. What the fuck? It doesn't bother me because, I could just murder you, like, easily. So it just won't let it bother me right now. You are a psycho.
No, I'm not. So really, I just let it go. I'm like, whatever.
Well,
But, like,
if it came down to it,
there is stuff that, like,
you dead.
It's just like, I'm a big person on, I don't like to lie.
Yep.
You have to keep your word.
Yeah.
These are things that were, like, taught to me when I was really young, and that I struggled with. When I was a kid, I would just lie to get out of trouble all the time.
Oh yeah.
Or
I think that's something that everyone
wouldn't give someone my word and then not live up to it, and then it's like you realize, like, that's all you got.
Yeah.
It's like what you're just saying. Someone makes an obligation, doesn't show up, right?
Yeah.
Your word is shit to me now.
Yeah.
So now I can't trust you.
And it's a huge, like, for me, it's like, if, like, trust in terms of a friendship or relationship of any kind, it's, like, the biggest thing to me.
Yeah.
Like, if I can't trust that what you say is what you're going to do, and I understand, like if Doug wanted to say no, like, for example, like, one time I had to do it by myself, but it was like, that's because he, like, physically couldn't be here. Yeah. Like, it just wasn't possible. It's like, you can't change, like, that's fine. Because I knew that, because he still communicated with me even during that time. That's the other thing too, was like, he made sure that I knew exactly what was happening so that I could make a decision. Yeah. Where some people, like, they'll just ghost your ass and they don't talk to you because it's easier for them.
Yeah.
And it's like,
it's easier for them mentally. They don't have to deal with any type of confrontation.
Yeah.
Like, it's trustworthy, being honest, being able to communicate. That's how you have a relationship. Yeah. So if you have all those three things, you'll be solid. So I try to have those three things. But, like, there is stuff where it's like, I just, if you say something and then you don't stand up for it, for instance, like, try to give a good example of it. Like, if you say, I don't like that, I'm not going to do that anymore because I don't like that and I don't like what it has to do, and then you go do it again. Yeah. To me, weak.
Yeah. You're weak. For sure. Yeah.
That's like, you don't stand for anything.
Yeah.
It's like someone's just, you're getting your family disrespected, and you're just like, I'm never going to let that happen again. Someone disrespect my family like that again, they're going to know about it. They do it again, then you're just like, yeah. It's like, bro.
Yeah, you make excuses for certain things. Well, yeah. I don't know. I think a lot of times it's like a mix of, like, keeping the peace, like you said. Like, I'm not gonna say anything because it's gonna ruffle feathers or whatever.
It's whatever. It makes it easier to live in that moment.
Yeah.
and it has no significance. Stuff like that has no significance on life whatsoever. A little minor interaction or a change of plans here or there, as long as it doesn't change or affect things.
Yeah, there's a lot of like quotes on it. It's like
it's how you handle shit.
Yeah, it's like what does it say? If it's not going to affect you in 5 years, don't spend 5 seconds on it or whatever. Like, who cares? Let it go. Sometimes it's hard though.
It is.
You're
sometimes.
Like, I'm gonna let you know.
I've gotten better, but there is times I haven't snapped in a long time, which is good.
That is good. Well, like the thing that always makes me mad is like when people make decisions for me without letting me know and then acting like that's okay.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah.
One. Yeah, that doesn't happen to me often. So.
It's like I'm fine with the decision you made. I'm not fine with how you got there because you didn't talk to me about it. Mm-hmm. Like if you just text me or shot me a phone call, and then if I'm just ignoring text and I'm not calling you back, then make the decision. That's on me.
Yeah.
But like if you're making a decision as a group with somebody and you're ignoring part of the group, I'm not about that. Yeah. And I'm going to and at that point, then I'm just going to stand up for the principle of not doing it.
Yeah.
Because of that.
Okay.
So now it's like, I'm going to be stubborn as shit and I ain't doing it.
Yeah. You're standing for something.
Yeah. I do that all the time. And then my family's like, dude, why do you have to make it so hard? I'm like, why didn't you guys just shoot me a text? Could have made it real easy.
Communicate. My family's like, hey, Jess, want to go? They never volunteer. I'd be like, that's us. That's.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I always hate when they don't include me on like plans. So it's like it's Friday and they're like, oh, by the way, we're celebrating the birthday on Saturday. I'm like, you mean tomorrow? And they're like, yep. You're like, I kind of made plans.
Yeah, like,
I wish I would have known. Like when did you guys decide on this? And like, oh, beginning of the month. And you're like, what?
Yeah.
Like that kind of stuff. They're actually
throws you in a compromising.
But because
position.
I've complained about it so often, they're getting better about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta stand up for yourself. I
but
tell
then
people that all the time. Stick up for yourself, dude. People are just gonna fucking roll over you.
Yeah. Tanya sometimes will think that like I don't tell her stuff, and it's because she, how like some people just hold things at a higher significance than you do. Like,
why didn't you tell me about that? You're like, because it doesn't.
Yeah, they're like, why didn't you
thinking about it?
Yeah, they're like, why didn't you tell me about like Whitney doing this? And I was like, oh, I didn't, because I didn't care.
Yeah,
like I didn't give a fuck about it. So like as soon as someone told me that, I was like, I forgot. I didn't even know what happened.
What?
Yeah, or like whatever it would be. She's like, you never fucking tell me anything. I'm like, it's because I don't give a shit. It's like, go ask somebody else because I don't know.
It holds
I don't
no
care.
significance.
Yeah, it just doesn't hold any weight in my brain. It's just gas gone. Don't care. Yeah. It's
time is it?
Yeah. It's like, is it time to go yet? So I don't know. It's just one of those things. I was thinking about it today where just because I think when you're in a relationship, you want to, or you need to be willing to kind of like change a lot, but also stay the same. It's like a weird mixture of things where it's like, well, in order for this to work, if you want it to work, you do have to be willing to change who, slightly of like your behavioral stuff.
Yeah.
Because some of it worked for you because it was only you, and now it doesn't work for you because it's you and somebody else. And then other things are like, well, if I change that, then I'm no longer like, that is who I am. Like, that's just what I do, and that's how I want it to be. And if you can't handle how, like, that part of it, because that's something I'm not going to budge. It's like a weird internal fight that you have. I think I've gotten a lot better about a lot of things, though. Maybe I haven't. I don't know.
Yeah. Communication again.
I think communication's key. And I think that's one of the main reasons why you and I have actually stayed friends, is because there's never been a lack of like communication or respect based off of that. It was never like, like if you said you were going to be somewhere, then you were there, or you let me know promptly if you weren't going to make it. Yeah. So I never had that problem where a lot of friends that I no longer really have are because they said they were going to do something or said they were going to be somewhere, and then they didn't show up and they didn't do it, and they never said anything about it. And you're like, dude, what the fuck?
I don't have anxiety, but I do get anxiety if I say I'm going to be somewhere and then I'm like not doing it.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, fuck. Like, I really screwed this shit up.
Yeah.
Or I didn't communicate on that, or
yeah,
or say I forget something. Like, I'll say nothing of significance, but like say my dad wants his haircut. Be like, Tuesday night. I'm like, all right, I'll cut it tomorrow. And then
Yeah.
Wednesday comes around and I just forgot about it.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, fuck, dude.
Yeah.
There's sometimes destroys me. I'm like, oh.
Yeah. Like, dang it.
I got to write shit down.
Yeah. I don't know. It's been this weird, like, internal thought that I thought I'd press on you. Like, what is Jesse and what could change and he'd still be the same person, but also, like, you know, what has to stay the same for you to be the same person too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know. I think I've done a pretty good job of not trying to be something I'm not for most of the part.
I wonder if that's like the main issue too with most people is they like, because they don't want to stir the pot, then they push themselves too far forward. Like, you know,
I think people really try to like fit into like a lot of different situations all the time.
Yeah. And that's kind of like screws them.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh shit, I actually can't do that. Or I don't want to do that, but I said I would because I wanted to be cool in that moment, or I wanted to be nice in that moment. Now I don't want to do it.
Yeah, I think and empath people can just see right through it when it's like, you know, when you're trying to flatter someone and act the way they act or say the things that they say or whatever. For sure. And I know as I've gotten a little older, I've increasingly grown more and more comfortable with just like who I am.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I think it's very apparent.
But like, I don't know. I haven't been in a relationship for a while, but in terms of like letting stuff go, I'm sure there's plenty of stuff that I could let go and shit. I think stuff like that's hard to tell, like in a foreseeable future. You just kind of have to take it as it comes, you know?
Yeah.
And react to it and handle it that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know. I think I got affirmation like every time I meet new people or do something. If people like me, then it's like, oh, they just like me. Like, I don't have to do anything different.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have to do anything to like fit in with this crowd. It's like, that's just how it is.
Yeah, I think I've pretty much always been that way for the most part. Yeah. Like, I don't think any one of my friends were like, oh, he only did that because he's with that person. Yeah. I think most people would say, for both of us, that we are kind of always the same. Mm-hmm. I mean, we
goofball, idiot.
Yeah, progressively change, but like, you know, because that's what people do, but not like because you know, like there's exactly. But you know how there's like some people who just you can just tell that they act like very different because certain people are around, and you're like what the fuck?
Apparent.
You're like, what the fuck are you doing?
Because I'm like that where I could just see it.
Yeah, for sure. Okay.
Oh, yeah. You sound like an idiot.
Yeah. You're like,
well, I know a lot about you that you don't know that I know.
Yeah. It's pretty. Yeah. I don't know. It was just a thought that I had, and
social media wrecks people, dude.
I think social media is the hardest part. Yeah. If I've said this before about Twitch, I'll say it again for the podcast. Yeah. Like if I didn't have this stuff that was on like a social platform that needed some form of marketing, and I suppose I could still do it and just not give a shit about that stuff. But also like I'm an all-in person. Yeah. So if I'm going to put my effort into it, I'm going to put my effort into it. I'm not just going to be like, well, you know, I posted an episode. If people watch it, you know, whatever. I'm not going to tell anybody about it. Like I'm going to do it. But if I didn't have those things, I wouldn't have Twitter. I wouldn't have Facebook. I wouldn't have Instagram. I wouldn't have any of those things. Like I don't even have a personal Instagram anymore.
Yeah. I noticed that because I looked for you one time.
Yeah. So it's like, that's gone. And to be honest, it was one of those things where like I was just looking at stuff I shouldn't be looking at. You know, it's like, well, I don't need it anymore because that's just not like I shouldn't be doing that stuff anyway. It's like it's a very easily influential thing on somebody's like mind. Yeah. And to like kind of what would be the term like I don't know, get you to do stuff that you're not supposed to. And it's very negative. But dude, you know how often you get on any of those things and you're just like, why am I here? Like this shit is gross. Like all I see is this stuff. But then there's some days where you get on and all you see are just the funniest memes, and you're like, dude, thank God, there's something funny.
Yeah, I like the funny stuff. I think that's one reason why I've kept Instagram around, is just because I enjoy watching like the sports and the funny videos. But it is like there is so much negative stuff, dude.
So much.
It's all the time, and everyone just trying to like be recognized and affirmed by other people. It's weird. It's weird as hell. It's like, bro, you don't like affirm yourself. Like, dude, I look fucking badass in this shit. Let me just post a pic and you get like 39 likes. You're like, dude, I can't go outside.
Yeah. I don't know. I've never really like numbers are a big thing just because I'm analytical, but like with Twitch was like really tough. But with podcasts, I haven't cared as much.
It's been chilling, bro.
Yeah, like I've been hyped. What I should say, like I get hyped about the good numbers, but if we have like a day that's not as good, like it doesn't eat me up. But like Twitch was
right there,
yeah. But I've never looked at Instagram ever, not one time, and been like, dang, I only have 12 likes on this photo. Jesse got 25.
I think that really matters
to some people. Yeah, but like for me, that's never been a thing. For Twitch, it was like,
no.
Oh, I want like. It wasn't about other people. It wasn't about me comparing myself to other people. It was about like not seeing growth for myself. Like, oh, I'm being stagnant. I'm not doing enough. I'm not actually growing. I'm not getting better. It's easily seeable with the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can see like people aren't subscribing, people aren't following, people aren't watching. So that's not somebody else is doing something like to change my shit. It's like, I'm not doing anything anymore. Yeah. So like, how do I do that? I think the hardest part about me personally is like I trust people. I give people the benefit of the doubt too much.
Mm-hmm.
And it almost always it's me putting in more effort to like kind of carry the group. And then when I ask something, then they're just like, well, I don't really want to do it. And you're like, so it's like now it's just I'm going to do everything that I can do so that when I go to sleep, I feel good about it.
Yeah.
And then if they want to do it, that's why like every person on the podcast that I had as guests, I'm like, you don't have to post anything. If you do, it'll be awesome. Because then it will grow and that will help me out. Or if you're Kobe, Michelle, if you guys post and you guys get more exposure for your clothing line, or Kaylin, if you post, people will maybe listen to your music more because there's just more engagement that could happen. But if you don't post, totally fine.
Yeah.
It doesn't bother me. Like, I mean, some of it can at times where it's like, if people said they were gonna and then they didn't, that's what bothers me.
Yeah.
But I just never make it like a requirement anymore. Doing the D&D was the hardest shit for Twitch.
Yeah. Because
you put your life of the channel in 4 other people's hands, that don't give a shit. Like they care about you, but they don't give a shit about your channel. So if they don't care about you all that much, then they just decide not to go and they don't even think that it's hurting the channel. Mm-hmm. Like I've had to pull plugs on a bunch of different shows because people just
like when we did it.
Yeah.
It was only supposed to be like 4 to 5, maybe 6 weeks, whatever. And then it lagged on. But there was days where I was like, man, I don't want to do it because I don't want to sit down for 3 hours and do it. But I still ended up doing it. I think there was a time I canceled for, I don't know what happened.
It was like one time, I think you had like work or something.
Yeah, it wasn't something going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, like I would get anxiety being like, shit, dude, I need to get my laptop turned on and get ready and so I could be on there. Yeah. Because it wasn't my thing, and I was obligated it for someone else,
Yeah. But so, like that, like I can be flexible to a certain extent. Like, but when 3 weeks goes by and people, like the same person is not showing up, it's like, do you even want to be here? Yeah. And that's one, I talked about it before. That's one big reason why I didn't play football. Was because after my freshman year, like I didn't really want to be there. Yeah, and I never wanted to be I never wanted to be the person on a team who didn't want to be there because then I'm just ruining a roster spot for somebody else who did want to participate.
Yeah. I would tell kids in college.
Yeah. You don't want to be here, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Piss me off, dude. Yeah. Just all silent in the back. Dude, it's raining out here during practice. Fucking go inside then.
Yeah. Leave. Yeah. It's like, why are you here? Yeah. So, like, that stuff bothers me, but I don't know.
Oh, dude. I think, talking about, like, who you are and stuff, the only real things in life that I really give a shit about are, like, honestly, like, honest to God, friends and family, dude.
Yeah.
That's about it. And good food.
And good food, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, we went to Red Lobster last night. It was so good.
Oh,
yeah.
Dude. I was telling you, I just had that chicken fried steak.
Yeah.
That's my Sunday breakfast. I don't know what
I get the same thing.
Is.
I do the same thing every Sunday too.
Sunday breakfast just, for a lack of a better term, hits different.
Yeah. No, so yeah, like every morning, because we kind of had that routine of recording the podcast and then Tanya would be over. Well, Tanya would bring me a coffee and a breakfast sandwich. And because it changed to 1 and Tanya wasn't going to come over earlier, and I was like, are you still gonna give me fucking breakfast? And she was like, no, like now I have all this time and I'm gonna go do something. And I was like, look, I have grown accustomed to a certain standard of living. I need this shit. So I went and bought it myself because I had to have it. Like the Sunday felt wrong, but it was awesome, dude. I got such good sleep because I got new sheets and I got new pillows. Got a good sleep. I woke up and it was like
silk?
7. I don't know what they are,
but thread count.
I don't know. Tanya got it for me. So like. And my mom got me they're like cool Tempur-Pedic pillows, so they don't get hot. So they always stay cool, you know? And so I woke up at like 7:30, but I felt well rested. I just grabbed my Switch, just started playing Pokemon. It was perfect, dude. The only thing that would have made it better was if I could have turned this way and like pressed the button and coffee would have just came into my hand. I would have just been like, yeah, that's
sweet. You make me want to go buy bed sheets, bro. I will splurge on stuff like that.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, dude. Yeah. When I got my new bed, I remember I went and got beddings. I just spent like $200 on just bedding shit.
Yeah, Adam Carolla says, he's a comedian and he's like big podcaster and stuff. Yeah, he talks about how there's 2 things that you should really spend your money on, and it's your bed and your car, because you sleep on your bed, 6 to 8 hours a night, and then you're in your car for traffic. He obviously lives in LA, so it's a little different, but for a long period of time, those are going to be the 2 places where you spend the most amount of time in your life. Might as well make it legit. Might as well make it nice, which, by the way, the Cybertruck is just the coolest thing in the world.
Oh my god. It's so ugly, dude.
Dude, that's why I like it.
Where's the bed of it? It doesn't look like a truck.
There's a bed of it, though. Have you looked?
It just looks like trash.
Dude, it looks awesome, dude.
It looks like crumpled up Pepsi can, dude.
No. It's so slick.
It's not slick.
Yeah, it is.
It looks like a warthog.
Yeah, that's why I want it. It looks so awesome.
So you could paint it warthog colors.
Yeah, just nice and green. Mount a turret on the back.
I'm not a fan of the look of it.
Yeah, I knew you wouldn't be. Most people aren't, because it is different. It's so different from everything else, and it just looks kind of like, it's like kind of blocky, but also like clean lines and stuff. But that's why I enjoy it, is because it's so different. I mean, look at the car I have now. It's very different, and that's why I like it, because I don't want to pull up in the same Honda Civic that everyone else is driving. Yeah. I don't want to pull up in the same Tacoma that everyone's driving. I want to have something that looks a little different, and they're pretty cheap, though.
I like that. I mean, I don't like to go with what everyone's doing. I like to go against the grain. Yeah. So I understand where you're coming from.
Just have different tastes.
Yeah, just not for me.
Yeah, dude. I was like, I won't ride with you. I'm like, fine. I'm gonna show up. Dude, James said the same thing. He's like, I ain't gonna get in that fucking thing. I'm like, good, don't.
I heard James' truck the other day. I'm like, dude, you got new exhaust. Sounds good in that thing.
Oh, dude, he's so funny when he drives, dude. He's hilarious. He like changed the beams on, like, he got what are they, the LED lights or whatever, and he's like, watch this shit. He's like, these people are just gonna eat my lights, and he just gets super close, and people are like just blind as fuck. And I'm like, dude. Like, people act weird. He's like, watch this, dude. You're like, why though? He's so funny, dude. He's so funny about it.
I was working across the street from his parents' house, and then I went to go get a piece of wood, and I went to Plaid Pantry, and then he was pulling in to Plaid Pantry, or by Plaid Pantry, to drop off stuff for Goodwill. Yeah. And he's with his dad. Yeah. And he didn't see me, but we were driving like this, and then I just pulled in front of his truck and just started driving straight at the front of his truck. And he's like looking to the side at Goodwill, and he turns and looks, and he's like, starts getting this look on his face like, what the fuck's this guy doing? And then he notices it's me, and he's like, yeah, he just shakes his head.
Dude, he's so funny too. He's like, he's got ADD in the car, because he picked Tanya and I up, and we'd be talking. You know how if you're in the backseat of any car, really, you can't really hear the conversation, especially if the music's on at all. And he'd be like talking, be like, oh, this song's good. And he'd like turn it up. And so anyway, and he'd like talk louder, but Tanya's like, can't hear shit in the back. And I'm like, and then he'd be like, oh, well, we'll pause it real quick. We go on, he's like, and then he looks at it again. He's like, oh, I want to listen to this. And you're like, dude, just like have the conversation. Then like mid talk, be like, watch this exhaust. I got this brake thing that just does this. And, oh, then someone will like kind of cut him off. He's like, oh, these motherfuckers. And like turn his shit on. You're like, dude, relax.
Does he roll coal in it? Does he blow black exhaust out of it?
No. But when we were in Red Lobster waiting, it was like packed, right? Like I didn't even know Red Lobster got that busy, but apparently it does. And his eyes were like this. He's like, and then he'd look at you, he's like, I analyze everybody. And you're like, all right. And he's like, you're like, dude, relax. It's obviously part of his job, but.
So funny.
Yeah.
It's a badass truck.
It is a nice truck. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
It is nice.
Can't beat me in a race though.
He's just a funny guy. He's a character.
Yeah, I was gonna go over there yesterday and look at something for his parents. Need something fixed, but like I said, I just worked until it was dark.
Yeah, I can't see anything.
And I was like, I'm out, dude.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough, man. Especially, do you find yourself like? You probably don't, but do you ever like make a plan and you're like, fuck? Tanya's like that all the time. Like, we'll like have a plan to like go out, and then like it's Thursday and we're supposed to go out on Friday, and she's like, dude, I did not want to go anywhere. Can I just stay home?
All the time. Because I like staying home.
Yeah, the thing for me though is that most of the stuff we do is like chilling.
Yeah.
Like we don't really go out.
Yeah.
We usually, it's like if we're not at home, we're at somebody's house, like chilling on the couch watching TV or doing whatever, playing like some game or whatever.
Yeah.
But we don't ever.
You guys should go scout new food spots, dude.
Yeah, we should.
That's what I'll be doing. If I had a girlfriend, I'd be like, let's go eat.
We've been going to Mio a lot. We'll blow money at Mio. Sushi,
I blow money on food. I love it.
Yeah, dude, we'll
I want the Red Lobster.
$75.
The biggest lobster you got.
Oh, dude. Yeah, their food's actually pretty good. It was good last night.
The biscuits?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Just, dude, it took so long for them to bring biscuits, and James was like, "Can we get biscuits?" And he asked for it like 4 times. And just like it's not like 3 biscuits, you know? They put like 7 biscuits in there, and he's like. And he's like, "Can I get some more biscuits?" And it's like, dude, you ordered like 3 entrees. It's like he's a different person, you know. It's like he's this huge guy, and you just can't keep. Like I like ate. So we got mussels and calamari for like appetizers. So we all split that. Then in everyone's meal, you get like a salad, and then you get your shit. Well, my food was like lobster tails, like 3 lobster tails, shrimp, pasta, and like scallops and other like thing, you know. And I'm like eating it, and he's like, "Dude, you barely touched it." I'm like, "Did you see what else we ate? Like we ate all this shit." Dude. And he's like eating it all. Crazy guy.
When we start ordering appetizers and food, and I'm like drinking,
yeah.
I'll be so full.
Yeah,
I'll just knock out.
Yeah. I don't know how people do it, but dude, one time we were at Chang's, and he literally fell asleep in the fucking booth.
Yeah, we were talking about that.
So it's like,
Chang's sounds so good. I just ate. I'm ready to eat again, dude.
Yeah, dude. Chang's is nice.
Dude, chicken fried steak, and I got a pancake on the side. And my 2 pieces of toast.
Yeah, you know what I want? I want more like waffle places. I need to get like a waffle, like what do they call it? Iron skillet? I don't know.
Oh,
what's it called?
Iron?
Yeah, is that what it is?
Yeah, you just flip it around.
Yeah.
I love waffles. You put jelly on them?
Sometimes I get real creative and I'll do
jelly
like
and peanut butter.
Oh, that sounds good.
It is.
Yeah, but like you can do a lot of things that people don't really like. I love chicken and waffles, one of my favorite foods.
Mm-hmm.
But you can put like cheese and ham, bacon, and it turns into like this like sandwich.
What did I make the other day?
I'm not Tanya's a good cook, but I don't really cook that often.
Oh, I made mac and cheese. I just got home. I'm like, there's a box of mac and cheese,
like Easy
Kraft mac and cheese.
Oh yeah,
I haven't had it forever. I'm like, I'm making mac and cheese. And then I was like, man, I don't want just mac and cheese. I'm like, what do we got? Turkey bacon. I'm like, boom.
Oh, yeah, throw it in there.
Cut up a whole bunch of turkey bacon and made mac and cheese.
So good.
Dude, in college, that's why I just used to grub on.
Oh, yeah?
Bacon mac with real bacon, though.
Yeah. I mean, when I was doing, when I was in Colorado and I was just streaming, I had 2 packs of ramen for lunch, 2 packs of ramen for dinner. That's it. That's all I had. Pretty much.
Dude. Yeah, I mean, I ate that stuff when I was like faded drunk.
Dude.
Like every time I come in from a party,
that's why I got fat.
Ramen
dude.
and egg.
It is. It's why I got fat. I sat down all day and I just ate the thing that just had the most sodium ever.
Bro, you gotta watch. What is that Warcraft episode of fucking South Park, dude? They all get fat and sits and they just don't move.
Just playing games, they just don't move. They just get fat as fuck.
He's like, Mom, I got a shit. His mom comes down, like pulls like a bucket, and he just sits up and just sprays. It's so nasty.
Dude, so gross. Yeah, I don't know. There's just something about like.
Yeah, that was loud.
Like when you're just doing something like, for me, you almost dropped that water bottle. There ain't no fucking water in there, dude. It's a nervous tick right there. doesn't know what to do with his hands, unscrews water bottle, and nose gone. Like, all the water's gone in it. Yeah. Is there any left? But, yeah, I don't know. There's just something about, like, being on a grind where you just don't care about what you eat or when you eat. And then, like, a time will come and you're like, oh, my God, I'm hungry. You've been, like, doing something for, like, 24 hours, and you're like, I should probably eat something. Or I should go to bed. I don't know which one.
Dude, sometimes the weather throws me off. When it's really cold, I'm just, like, not hungry. I come back in from working all day, and it's like I ate breakfast, but it's been really cold. I'm just like not super hungry right now, and then stuff will just hit me at like 8 o'clock at night. It's like, oh,
yeah,
I need to eat.
Yeah.
So like last night, I was hungry, and I didn't eat a whole bunch. I wasn't that hungry. I didn't eat a whole bunch. Then this morning, I woke up and I'm like, I don't want to eat anything. I want to finish work. And then after, I was like, dude, yeah, I got paid and like it was nice. I'm like. Breakfast time.
Dude, I was going to ask you, how was your flight?
On the way there, solid, bro.
Yeah, way back, not so good?
Way back was like one point of like 45 minutes of just straight turbulence, bro. Yeah,
and
there was one like, and I was like, oh shit. Shit.
Yeah, dude, I fall asleep to that. It's like a car or like a baby in a car seat, you know, it's kind of like moving. Like,
how do you fall asleep to that?
Dude, I do.
Dude, I like every time something would rattle, I'd open my eyes. I have to see.
Yeah.
If we're going down.
Yeah.
Close my eyes. Yeah.
I'm out.
Dude, I like timed it too. They're like, he came on. We're gonna be back. We're gonna be going through it for 45 minutes. Boom. 3:12. Okay. We're gonna be done at 4. We're gonna be done at 4. At 4, it was done. I'm like, dude, yes, yes.
Yeah, man. I don't know. It doesn't bother me.
It was not bad when I start.
I guess
when
for
stuff
me,
like that happens, I just look at the stewardesses.
Yeah.
If they're chilling. I'm chilling.
Yeah, I guess for me, like, I almost would rather not know that the plane's going down, because then what are you gonna do,
dude?
You're just gonna fly out the side of it?
What the fuck I would do, man?
If you're in a plane and it's going down, you kind of stuck.
You almost have to accept it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like I'd rather just be asleep.
Going down, just go to the back and just start drinking beer. It's like, fuck it, dude. I'm just gonna start chugging as many beers as possible. Keep my mind off of it.
We're going down. Let me chug beers. You got like 10 seconds.
We live.
Yeah. You live. It's like, oh, thank God I was drunk. Yeah, I don't know. I think, yeah, it's just like one of those things where
it's not terrible. Like those are fears of mine. Like I'm fearful of the ocean, but I went way out far in the ocean. Like
yeah, dude, heights fuck me up.
I'm willing to push it.
Like not heights in a plane, like that doesn't bother me. But like if I'm close to the edge,
like how high?
It doesn't have to be that high.
Yeah, like some people get spooked.
It's if I'm close to it, right? It's like, dude. So Blake got the Oculus Quest, so it's a little bit different than the Rift because it's like all mobile. You can really move around. And there's a game on it called like Super Hot, and it's the faster you like if you move, then the other things move. But if you're still, like it goes in slow motion, or it doesn't move at all. But the whole point is to like shoot them and like go through the levels. Well, there's one time where it's like you go through a level and it spawns you, and you're literally like right next to the edge of something that's like that looks 40 feet, but obviously you're still.
It freak you out, dude.
Yeah, and you're like, oh fuck! Like your knees get like kind of my knees like
Did
get a
it
little.
Feel like you're
like,
actually
shit.
up something.
Yeah, it looks like if like I were to take a step, I'm gonna fall off.
Oh,
you should watch fail videos. Like people will just fall down. I posted it on my story of like my mom doing it, and it's like so funny because people like get down and they're like. They look like they're hiding behind something, but there's like nothing there. You know,
dude,
it's super great.
It's weird. I've done it once or twice. I've hopped on it. Different games.
There's a couple of fun ones. Like I played this game called Gorn at my friend Daniel's house, and it's like you're in a coliseum, like you're a gladiator.
That's tight.
And it's like you start to do stuff, but it's so like different and animated. Like you could grab, like you take the thing, you know, and grab their head, and then you could grab their leg and just rip them apart. You can start like flinging it around, and like the people in the crowd are like, yeah, and you're like, this is insane. Tight. Yeah,
bro, I would want to do it and just like, can you just like be like, I want to be in certain part of the world, and it just like pops you up there.
They haven't made like I don't think that they have, but they've done certain things. It's called like Rec Room, where you're in like a gym, but like. You like walk around and you could grab a frisbee and you could just throw it to somebody else because it's multiplayer. So like if you and I had it, we could just throw a frisbee together or like shoot hoops. The hard part is like you actually have to like shoot the fucking thing. And you just hit your hand on the ceiling and shit. And you're like, fuck.
Have you watched the Black Mirror with the VR?
Yeah. The horror one.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Troy was like, watch this, bro. We started watching. I'm like, dude, what the fuck are we watching?
Yeah.
That's so weird.
Like Takes Your Fears, that one?
No. It's
Oh,
the one
no,
where it's
I'm
like
thinking of a different one.
best buddies start playing video games.
Oh, yes, that one, yeah. But that one's different because they can, like, feel everything. But, yeah, they're, like, best friends. One guy plays a girl and the other guy plays a dude, and they just start fucking each other.
I'm like, what?
Yeah, and then they're like, well, maybe we should test it out in real life. They, like, start making out, and they're like, nope, I'm not gay.
That's so weird, dude.
Yeah, it is weird.
Just mess with your mind like that.
Black Mirror is good about that, of, like, creating really interesting, like, concepts and scenarios, and with technology specifically. There's some that are really dumb, though.
Yeah. The first one I ever watched was the video game one. Puts the chip in his head. And he, like, it's like your fears.
Yeah, the VR fear thing, yeah.
And he just dies.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck no, dude.
It's because, like, his phone rang before, whatever, yeah.
His mom.
Yeah.
Hell no. Dude, yeah, it seems interesting. I would enjoy, like, putting on a VR headset and just says I'm in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Get blasted while you're in Hawaii. Damn.
Well, dude, they have VR. Like, you could pay for NBA League Pass and, like, pick a team, and if you had a VR headset, you can, like, be in the seat and watch it. That's kind of cool.
I remember talking about when they were setting that stuff up. I was in college, and one of my entrepreneurship classes, we were talking about that stuff.
Yeah.
They were like, one of the ladies worked at Intel, and then Intel worked with
the
NBA through something, and
yeah. It's an interesting concept. And it's like, well, I don't have to actually be there.
Home.
Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah. Can I get a beer?
You forget.
Yeah. Dude, I don't know. I think it's interesting, but it's also kind of scary in terms of, like, how far removed people can get from it.
Yeah,
you know?
That's what I'm saying. Like, way removed.
Yeah. You're just living in there. It's like Second Life. You're like, oh, I got to get back to work.
Sims.
Yeah. Oh, dude. How insane would that be? An online, like, Sims VR game like you and I can play. We're just like,
what's up?
What's up, dude?
Yeah, GTA.
That'd be fun.
That would be. They would not allow that.
Yeah, you're just fucking. Yeah, we're just face to face.
What'd you say,
looking
bitch?
each other in the eyes, like, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Yeah, that's scary.
Yeah, just desensitizing everybody to everything.
Yeah, that would mess up people's.
I think that's the biggest thing, though.
Rewire their brain, dude.
Yeah, because, like, I'm not a component of somebody who thinks, like, music, TV, movies, video games, and all, like, dictate how people are going to act in the real world. No. Like, I don't think that it makes people violent or makes people anything. But when you start to make it more and more realistic like that, you could start to make the argument because you start to condition. I mean, even look at, like, certain things that we watch in media that are okay now that wouldn't have been before. Mm-hmm. And then there's some things that happened in media before that definitely aren't okay now socially. But when you look at language or how people dress or, those kinds of things. I mean, even watching, like, Game of Thrones, like, where it's just super violent. People are getting their heads cut off and arms and limbs and stuff. And it's kind of like, you don't really think about it. You're just, like, watching it. It's like, whatever. And then you can see how it can, like, fuck people up or change their perspective on of humanity, of, like, treating life as precious. Because people don't really do that much anymore.
Yeah. I mean, there was no mass shootings, like, prior to, like, 1960 something.
Yeah.
None of that stuff. Drugs,
pharmaceuticals, yeah. And that kind of stuff really messes with people and their chemistry in their body.
Antidepressants and stuff like that just, like, destroy people, dude.
Yeah. I mean, that was, like, my biggest, because I don't know if you listened to it before, like, I was talking about feeling like I had ADHD because I couldn't concentrate on shit. Yeah. Like, I would sit down and I'd be like, I'm gonna do this, and I'd start to do it, and then 5 minutes into it, I'm like, oh, I'm going to check Twitter.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to check Facebook. And then the next tab I open is Twitter again. And I have 2 Twitter tabs open. I'm like, what am I doing? Mm-hmm. Like, I don't want to do this, but it's, like, almost involuntary. Like, I'm just doing it because I don't know. And I'm like, do I have ADHD? And so I had someone give me Adderall because I was like, I'm going to try it once. And then if it really helps, then I'll go see a doctor. And if I should have it, they'll prescribe it to me. Yeah. And if I shouldn't have it, they won't give it to me. You know, that's how my thought process. And I took it and I was like, okay, like, it really did help. Right. Mm-hmm. But then I was like, do I want that in my body every day?
No.
And like, no, I don't. Like, I'll struggle. Like, I'll find something for it. And then I was talking with Kaylin about it and saying, like, now that I've found something I'm really interested in, I don't struggle with that as much because I'm, like, pouring my time and my that energy into something that I actually want to get done instead of feeling like all these different things of like not knowing which one to do.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's one of those things that I think a lot of people struggle with in terms of, actually being able to stay productive. And I think the reason why they're not productive is because they actually don't give a fuck. They just don't care. Yeah.
You're just like, you're not disciplined. You're not focused.
I think it's discipline is definitely part of it, but I think it's like you actually don't care about it. Like you think you care about it because you like the idea of it, but you actually don't care. And when you do care about it, you'll do it because you want to get it done. And that's what I felt with the podcast is like, I want to post stuff on Facebook, Instagram, like all these places. Like I want people to know how cool it is. Like we just broke the record for a single, like with 85 downloads in one day. That to me is insane.
Yeah.
And I want people to know about it. And like I can do it without going, oh, what's on Twitter or what's on this thing. I can start to like really put my effort into something specific because I want it. But when I didn't know what I wanted to do, I wasn't doing anything. I was stagnant and didn't care.
Yeah, that's obviously true. In terms of like the Adderall and ADHD, like I just think they say every kid has that shit now so they can just push drugs on kids, honestly.
Yeah.
I think it just makes people complicit and stuff. I know what Adderall does to people, like good, bad, whatever. Like it does change how you act and who you are. Like when I've taken Adderall, I'm just like not funny. I realized that. Like there was times in college I took it to study and stuff and it was like almost like I couldn't laugh.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, that's not me at all.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah. I didn't really, because I only tried it one time, I wasn't like, I didn't feel any difference of like who I was.
But you do have like a bank.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, it's nuts.
I was like, no.
Yeah, it's actually nuts.
Yeah.
You are like that.
Yeah, but I took it at like 8 a.m. and I couldn't fall asleep. I stayed up the whole night. I couldn't sleep.
Yeah.
I literally stayed up for 36 hours because I couldn't go to bed. And I was like, I can't take this shit.
Yeah.
Like, I have to sleep.
Some people, I guess, really, really do use it and need it,
Yeah, for sure.
But in college, it's just rampant.
Yeah, and it's super bad. I mean, it's not good for you.
It's meth.
Yeah. It's not good for you.
People are just selling it to you.
Yeah. And
crazy.
I don't know. I think, it's definitely, it's a weird one. And I think that's the thing is, I mean, James kind of talked about it a little bit because when he got his wisdom teeth taken out, like he talked about how like almost instantly he felt somewhat addicted to like Vicodin. Mm-hmm. He needed it to like not feel pain. But like after once it was like kind of done, he was like, I kind of like it, and like you can't help that.
Yeah.
Because it's just what it does to you. Prescription pills are a huge problem.
I just don't like that stuff, dude.
Yeah.
I never had surgery. I never had to take any of those things.
Yeah.
But like, I just know that like from pills that I've taken, it just doesn't mesh. There's something about it, and it's just like seeing my dad take like just tons of medication and needles and shit. And I'm just like, dude. Yeah. I don't ever want to take any of that shit.
Yeah, dude. There was a long time ago. Well, for a long time, and even now, like. If I have, like, my lower back has been hurting. And my mom's like, or Tanya will be like, take some ibuprofen or take Advil. I'm like, nope.
Yeah. Dude, I took ibuprofen for the first time, like, I was having, like, a bad headache or something like that because I never get headaches. I don't know what it was. Oh, it was my finger. I sliced my finger open.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, I need something.
Yeah.
Because it's just throbbing.
Yeah.
And I took ibuprofen, which means I be playing. But, yeah, it was all... whatever.
It's just one of those things where it's like I just don't want to take anything.
Basically, I just like smoke some pot. I'm like, all right, this will make me feel better.
Yeah. Does it?
Yeah, it takes my mind off of it, I guess.
Yeah. That's the thing, and that's what I've noticed is like when before I smoked, like I was always afraid, like, oh, what kind, like, am I going to get paranoid or, everyone talks about some shit.
The same stuff happens to everybody.
Dude, never once have I've been paranoid one time. Yeah. Dude, I'm just a giggle machine.
Yeah.
Can't fucking stop.
Yeah.
And it's almost to the point where I'm like, dude, you need to stop. You know how many times, like, I've gotten to the point where, like, I might throw up. I might throw up right now. I might ruin Yahtzee right now. But I can't stop laughing. And I get hiccups, and I'm like, oh, I'm really going to throw up. It's going to happen. So it doesn't bother me all that much, but
I'm super excited for this week because Thanksgiving. And within my family, I always call it Thanksgiving, just as a joke. But yeah. I be getting lit on Thanksgiving. And,
you just eat.
Like 3 years ago, I remember me and my sister were playing like Halo. We're all playing video games together, whatever. And we had my aunt and uncle were over, and I ate like a huge edible, like an hour before dinner. And I remember I drank a beer real quick. I'm like, oh, I just smashed a beer, and then. At the table, everyone said what they're thankful for. And
yeah.
I was just like dying, holding it in. And my sisters were like, dude, you're blasted. And I'm like, and my aunt and uncle were just like, didn't know. And I just could not stop laughing at Stephanie. Like, I was like, stop, dude. Like, I can't eat. And then after we ate, bro, we're like, oh, let's watch a movie. Everyone's watching a movie. I'm just like,
dude,
nodding the fuck off.
That's how I felt though last week when we recorded the podcast when we ate those edibles, because I broke it and I like wanted half for each of us, but I broke the thing and it just turned into those two pieces. And I was like, okay, and like I'm like trying to talk and I'm like, hey, you know what I mean? You're like, what the fuck are you? I listen back to some of it. I'm like, dude, I sound just stupid.
Cottonmouth catches people.
Yeah, it's like I'm trying to like catch. Yeah, it's like I'm trying to talk too fast. It was I was explaining the what was I explaining? It was the emotions, like how it was. I can't even remember now what the movie's called, but the Pixar movie where the emotions are like personified.
Yeah. And
I'm like explaining that to you, and I could tell you weren't getting it. And then I'm like the stand up, and you're like, what the fuck are you talking about now? And I'm like, because in my head, I'm like, how is he not getting this shit? Like I'm explaining it perfectly. And then I listen to it back, and I'm like, no wonder why you didn't get it. You sound stupid. Like you're not talking about anything. So yeah. The other thing too that I do all the time is I ask you a question. Like, what are you thankful for? And you like told me, and I just didn't say anything. Like I was like, well, I'm thankful for this. Like I just let it die. like I'm not thankful for anything. So I didn't say anything. And Tanya was like, dude, you do this constantly. You'll bring up a topic. You're like, why don't we both say what we're thankful for? And then Jesse will go and you'll say fucking nothing. And I'm like, oh shit. So
I just don't even realize it.
Yeah, you don't realize it. We just keep going. Like no, we don't care. But I guess yeah, I should say something that I'm thankful for.
Yes.
Yeah. Man, what am I thankful for? I really am thankful for like friends and family right now, because everyone has been, pretty supportive on like doing stuff or being willing to have conversations about things. And Tanya's been great. I mean, especially great recently. We haven't, might be like jinxing it, but like we haven't really fought about anything, or if like she notices that I'm getting impatient, or if I notice that she's getting upset, like we can very easily like change the subject or like squash it really quickly. We haven't like dwelled on things. So it's been really nice.
Good.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm always thankful for friends and family. Thankful for the good food we're about to have Thursday. Thankful for work.
Yeah, keeping busy.
Keeping it rolling.
Construction stuff can be rough too, because if people don't want stuff made, then don't work.
Doing pretty good right now, so
yeah,
I'm pretty thankful for that. Just thankful to just be happy. Yeah,
it is nice, dude. It's super nice. That's what work is like the only point of like contention I have with my life right now. It's just that. That's it. It's like trying to find that, and I feel like that's a constant struggle for like everyone, but it seems like very I don't know, like a big thing for me. Like I just need to find, something that I can just put my effort and work into, because no matter what I do, like I learn stuff.
Yeah.
And I like figure it out, but I just can't figure out the job part of life.
You just gotta keep rolling with the punches. It's once you stop timing everything. Everyone time shit. I should be here at this time.
Yeah.
I should be here. Once you stop, what did Bob Marley say? Once you stop racing, once you stop racing is when you've won the race.
Mm.
Like, stop racing to get everything done and just, like, handle it as it comes.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean to shut down and just be complicit in the situation you're in. It just means, like, this is where I'm at right now. And I'm just going to continue to work forward, and something will happen. It's supposed to happen.
I don't know if I've, like, I don't really care about the timing. I mean, there's things that I want, obviously, but it's like, I don't like what I do.
Yeah.
So there's that part too. It's just like, I'm just over it, and I'm over certain aspects of things, and I hate working for people who are lazy, or who you can tell just don't care about you as a person or as like an employee. Really, there's like, you're just a number on the spreadsheet, and it's like, but then I want to do stuff, but I pushed myself out to like other people or like financials that I have to have the job that I have.
Yeah.
Because I like made decisions based off of the income that I have. So I can't go back now. I have to be here, or I have to do something that makes more money. Yeah, it's just, that's the only point. But other than that, man, it's like podcast is going great. It's exceeding expectations, and it's
Hell
super
yeah.
fun to do. I think that's one thing that I'm super thankful for too, is like the passion that has stayed alive the whole time. I've never once been like, fuck, I have to record this podcast right now. I don't want to do this. Like every time I'm like, let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'll leave work early. Let's fucking do it.
Yeah.
I'll stay up late. I'll drive to you. I don't care. Let's do it. It'll be fun. I think that's been the most fun part. And I'm super thankful because a lot of times I think passion dies really quickly.
It can.
And I've been going since May.
Just chilling, bro. I like Sundays. I like the Sunday recording. And most Sundays is something that normally I would be like, nope.
Yep.
But it's been cool.
Yeah, it's been super fun. I mean, dude, we're almost at 4,000.
I know. I was telling Sheldon that today.
Yeah, I try to get Sheldon on. It's like, I'm too lazy.
Not for some people.
Yeah, it's just not. He's like, I'm just too lazy. I'm like, but you don't have to be. Like, we're literally going to talk. That's it. You know? But I try to get him. Maybe at another time.
Yeah, people will come around.
Yeah. People, I think, dude, it's crazy too, like how many people have hit me up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's just like people who I haven't like talked to or in a long time or maybe talked to ever. Like, for instance, like Grant Meyer maybe said hi.
Yeah.
I mean, even Katrina, we hadn't really talked.
Yeah.
Erica, hadn't talked to her in like 9 years.
Mm-hmm.
Like a bunch of people like that. And then you're just like, oh, let's just sit down and talk. And then it's super fun and you don't have a problem getting 2 hours out of somebody ever. I haven't one time had like a problem getting the time that I would like. I mean, the only times is when I'm doing something really specific. So like the Blazer podcast doesn't need to be much longer than an hour.
Yeah.
Same thing with like the Survivor one.
Yep.
You just kind of, because you're recapping certain things, once you've recapped them and talked about it, you're done.
Yep.
So.
Yeah. We seem to always have good talks.
Yeah.
Even when I think I'm like, let's just do like an hour and a half or so, cap it an hour and a half, and then we just get into it.
Yeah, I think the most fun part about it is that we would like, it's just a conversation that we're having. And I think a lot of times we forget that like this is here. We're just sitting down talking and you don't even remember. And then like you look down, like right now I was looking at it. It's like, oh, it's almost at 2 hours.
Yeah.
Probably should be done. You know, like it's going to be time. So
it's
really easy.
Like it. It's chill. Yeah. Everyone always asks like, what do you guys talk about? I'm like,
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just listen.
Yeah.
It's one time. Just listen.
I think that's the most fun for me too. Is like you and I can have a different conversation. Then I get the chance to sit down and talk about Survivor. Then I get the chance to sit down to talk to somebody else who's like a guest who I probably won't talk with again for forever. And then I get to talk about the Blazers and then just repeat. And then I never run out of like material because there's always something kind of different. Like Kaylin, for example, was somebody who's like doing music and it's like so outside my sphere of knowledge completely. Yeah, so it's so fun to talk to him.
I enjoyed that conversation.
Yeah, because it's like I get to like interview him because it's more of like, how do you do this stuff? What's your routine of it? And like teach me. Mm-hmm. So that's super fun. And then there's other people, you know, where it's like, like Erica, for example, where we just had a conversation about a bunch of different stuff for 2.5 hours. Yeah, and that's how that point went down. So it's really fun. I don't know. I don't know who I'm gonna have for December yet. So I know like Alex is next week.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear that too.
Yeah, like he hit me up and that was cool. John's going to be at the end of December.
Cool.
Yeah, but I don't know who else.
Right on.
Yeah. So anyway, thanks so much for listening, guys. We really appreciate it. Thanks for helping us get to where we're at in terms of listens and downloads and all those things. We're going to be very close to beating October. We're really, really close. So, keep that in mind. Make sure to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. I'm trying to think of anything else.
Eat a lot of food on Thursday.
Yeah, have a great Thanksgiving. I mean, we'll talk to you on Thanksgiving, really, because the Survivor episode will be out for that. But have a great Thanksgiving. Be safe. Eat a lot of food. Be thankful. Be introspective on what you have compared to what other people don't.
Yes.
That's really important. But we'll be back on Thursday for that, and then Alex Doss will be on for Friday. So if you're waiting in line for Black Friday and doing a bunch of shit,
throw them
on and listen to it. Other than that, guys, thank you guys so much. And Epstein didn't kill himself.